Chapter 1099 Mom, Xiao Wang is bullying me. _2. And Aiyang turned her head to look at Zhao Yu. Zhao Yu nodded. Go ahead. I've already talked to Sister Tang. Okay, let's go this way. Cross the intersection ahead and just walk a bit further to get there. Tang Hong led the way, and in a corner invisible to Aiyang and Zhao Yu, she secretly made eye contact with a man standing by the roadside. The man, catching Tang Hong's glance, immediately threw away his cigarette and quickly ran across the street. And Aiyang glanced sideways at Zhao Yu and whispered, Doggy, this friend of yours seems a bit weird. Where did you meet her? Zhao Yu replied, I met her at the bus station. Sister Tang is really nice. She bought me food and even took me to stay at a hotel. Before I knew Sister Tang, I could only sleep on trees at night. And Aiyang patted Zhao Yu on the shoulder. Doggy, you've had a tough time. Now, it wasn't convenient here, otherwise Aiyang really wanted to ask her what exactly had happened during this time. About 15 minutes later, they arrived at Tang Hong's place. The location was rather remote, and the environment wasn't very good. Tang Hong lived on the first floor. Duo's mom, this is my home. Stand here for a moment, they'll go knock on the door. Zhao Yu nodded, yeah, go ahead. Tang Hong went over to knock on the door. Mom, big brother, second brother, third brother, and back. Hurry, open the door. The person who opened the door was an elderly person with graying hair, who looked kind and gentle like the old grandma next door, very affable. Hong is back. Come in, these are your friends, right? Come in together. Tang Hong's home was also very cozily decorated. After entering, the elderly person busied herself offering water to Aiyang and Zhao Yu. On the sofa in the room, there sat 3 burly men. Tang Hong took the initiative to introduce them. Dodo's mom, Duo, these are my big brother, second brother, and third brother. And Aiyang nodded politely. Hello. Zhao Yu also followed and greeted them. Tang Hong continued. Duo's mom, please don't be shy, have a seat. And Aiyang always felt that there was something odd about this house. After sitting for a while, she stood up and said, I need to go to the bathroom. The bathroom is over here. Tang Hong stood up to show Aiyang the way. Aiyang entered the bathroom and locked the door from the inside. Outside, Zhao Yu was holding Depang and chatting happily with Tang Hong. Zhao Yu, engrossed in talking to Tang Hong, failed to notice that the gazes of Tang Hong's 3 brothers were subtly glancing towards the bathroom. After a moment, Aiyang came out of the bathroom. Just at this moment, Tang Hong's mother brought over several cups of brown sugar water. In the 1980s, brown sugar water was a rare treat, only brought out to welcome esteemed guests. Zhao Yu, completely unguarded against this kind and gentle old lady, picked up the brown sugar water and started to drink. Wait a second. Aiyang suddenly reached out to stop Zhao Yu. What's wrong? Zhao Yu asked, puzzled. Aiyang said, this sugar water is very hot. Drink it later. It's not hot. Zhao Yu didn't understand immediately and said, as she was about to gulp down the bowl of sugar water, she really loves sweets too much. Aiyang suddenly became serious. I said it's hot. Put it down. Seeing Aiyang like this, Zhao Yu immediately put down the bowl. Right, it's scalding hot, I'll drink it later. Tang Hong, smiling, picked up the sugar water and took a sip. It's not hot at all. Duo's mom, please don't be shy. Is that so? Aiyang raised her eyebrows slightly. Duo's mom, what do you mean by this? Tang Hong stood up and looked at Aiyang. At this moment, Tang Hong's 3 brothers also stood up, looking like they were ready to fight. It wasn't apparent when they were sitting, but once they stood up, Zhao Yu was startled. Tang Hong's 3 brothers, not only were each of them stout men, but they were all over 1.80 meters in height. With stern and fierce expressions, they looked menacing. In fact, these were not Tang Hong's brothers at all. They were Tang Hong's accomplices. The 5 of them, posing as a family of 5, had deceived countless young girls over the years. Sister Tang, you drugged the sugar water. Zhao Yu looked at Tang Hong. At this moment, Tang Hong's mother immediately locked the door from inside and drew all the curtains in the room, while Tang Hong also showed her true colors. This sugar water, will you drink it yourselves? Or do we have to force feed you? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1100 Mom, Xiao Wang is bullying me. _3. Zhao Yu never expected the kind and gentle Tang to become like this. This reminded her of Wu Yinyun. Initially, it was because she trusted Wu Yinyun too much that she ended up losing her life to him. You lied to me. Tang Hong, you actually lied to me. Zhao Yu, furious, hands on hips, pointed at the people in the room. You, and you are all dead today? Dare to bully me. My mom won't let you off today. Tang Hong sneered, and the three strong men exchanged glances. The three strong men, in perfect coordination, rolled up their sleeves, revealing muscular arms, and walked over with fierce expressions on their faces. It looked a bit scary. Any one of these three men could probably lift her up with one hand. Zhao Yu, frightened, quickly hid behind an Yang. Mom, go for it. But with an Yang around, Zhao Yu wasn't scared at all. She was extremely grateful to have met an Yang on the street. Otherwise, she would have been tricked again. She couldn't beat these three strong men. Thank goodness. Thank goodness she still had someone to rely on. This feeling of having support was truly great. Tang Hong said with a smile. The wise adapt. You can't escape today. If you cooperate well, you might suffer less physical pain. Zhao Yu peeked out from behind an Yang. Hee, it's still undecided who will suffer physical pain. Tang Hong, I'm giving you a chance now. You better kneel down and beg my mom for forgiveness. Otherwise, my mom will not be polite. Tang Hong's face was full of disdain. Just with her, although an Yang looked beautiful and had a good demeanor, she was, after all, just a girl. A girl? Could she beat three strong men? Finishing her words, Tang Hong continued. Be careful when you start. Don't hit the face. They rely on their faces to raise their prices. Got it. One of the strong men looked back at Tang Hong. Tang Hong picked up a cup, turned, and sat on the sofa. She was a compassionate person and couldn't stand to watch violent scenes. Bang! Just then, a loud noise suddenly erupted in the room. Tang Hong was startled. The sugar water in her cup splashed onto her hand, and she turned to look behind, completely stunned. Her? Was she seeing an illusion? Just then, an Yang performed a beautiful backspin kick, striking the chins of two strong men in a combo, lightly lifting them. Bang, bang, great. Awesome. Zhao Yu stood behind, cheering an Yang on. Bring the rope over and tie them all up. Okay. Zhao Yu immediately ran to get the rope. Tang Hong knew she had stirred up trouble. She hadn't expected an Yang, who looked slim, to be so skilled. No, she had to leave here quickly. Tang Hong exchanged a glance with the old lady in the room, and they quietly moved towards the door. Where do you think you're going? Just then, an Yang walked over, blocking their path. She stood imposingly in front of them, casting a shadow over them, her voice clear yet authoritative. A deep sense of panic welled up in Tang Hong. What to do? Tang Hong swallowed. Dodo's mom, duo. Actually, I was just joking with you. Joking? Zhao Yu, holding a rope, walked over. Tang Hong, do you think I look like a fool? Actually, Tang Hong wanted to say yes. If Zhao Yu didn't look like a fool, how could she have tricked her from the train station to here? If only Zhao Yu was here today, there wouldn't have been any trouble. She should have kept an eye on Zhao Yu, not letting her wander off. Zhao Yu tied Tang Hong and the old lady back to back with the rope, then tied the three strong men together. Meow, meow, meow. Just then, Depang suddenly jumped down from the sofa, clawing at the floor. What's wrong with Depang? Zhao Yu frowned slightly. Mom, it seems like there's something under the floor. Sure. An Yang raised an eyebrow. Uh-huh. Zhao Yu nodded. Having been friends with Depang for so long, and being kindred spirits despite different species, Zhao Yu could understand Depang's language. An Yang crouched down to study the floor for a moment, then used her finger to lift a floorboard, followed by a second. Watching An Yang's actions, Tang Hong panically shrieked. What to do? She was going to find it. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1101 Mom, Xiaowang is bullying me. _4. We must not let her discover the secret of the basement. The three burly men were also struggling hard. Just as Ni Yang lifted the fourth floorboard, she suddenly saw a pair of hopeful eyes. There were people underground, and not just one, but several 17 or 18-year-old girls, their hands and feet bound with ropes, mouths sealed with clear tape. It turned out this place was actually the den of human traffickers. Ni Yang immediately jumped down, untied their ropes, and shouted up to Zhao Yu, Duo, quickly call the police. Okay, got it. Duo immediately went to call the police. Ni Yang brought up a total of 5 girls from the basement. Before long, the police arrived. Ni Yang and Zhao Yu, as witnesses and victims, went to the police station together. They stayed at the police station for over 3 hours before coming out. The police station also issued an identity proof letter for Zhao Yu. With this identity proof letter, it meant that Zhao Yu could continue to live in Beijing, and with the necessary procedures completed, she could even be registered for residency. Coming out of the police station, Ni Yang took Zhao Yu to the mall for a visit and bought her several sets of clothes from inside out. On the way, Zhao Yu recounted all the events that had happened recently to Ni Yang. Is Wu Yinyun still in Beijing? Zhao Yu asked. She is, Ni Yang nodded. Zhao Yu then said, Mom, would you be upset if I want to take revenge on her? Of course not. Would you feel conflicted? Zhao Yu continued. Not at all, Ni Yang said indifferently. Wu Yinyun and I no longer have any relationship, so whatever you do, I will not get angry, nor will I be conflicted. Really? Zhao Yu asked incredulously. But she is your sister after all. The corners of Ni Yang's mouth curved up in a very slight smile. I have no sisterly fate with her. Duo. There's a life debt between you and her, so whatever you do, I won't get angry, and I won't stop you. Having said this, Ni Yang paused, and then added, But Duo, there's one thing I want to tell you. You are a person. This is a human society, and it's a society ruled by law. If you take a life, you will pay the corresponding price. I don't want you to sacrifice yourself for the sake of Wu Yinyun. Zhao Yu nodded. Yeah, I know, Yang. Don't worry, I won't overdo it. Knowing that Ni Yang wouldn't interfere with her matters with Wu Yinyun, Zhao Yu relaxed considerably. Her biggest fear was that Ni Yang would be caught in the middle and feel conflicted. In no time at all, they returned to Jinghua Village. Depeng hadn't been back to Jinghua Village for a long time, so he ran straight to Zhao Shuyu's place ahead of time. When Zhao Shuyu saw Depeng, her eyes turned red with excitement, and the cup in her hand dropped to the ground. Depeng, silly Depeng, where have you been all these days? Depeng jumped into Zhao Shuyu's arms, meowing nonstop like a spoiled child. Zhao Shuyu wiped her eyes and continued. Depeng, there have been mice in the house since you weren't home. You can't run around anymore. Meow. Ni family. Little Ni Yun was fertilizing the flowers and plants in the courtyard with Grandfather Zheng. Grandpa, little Yun. Zhao Yu rushed over and hugged little Ni Yun tightly. She was too excited, and Ni Yang couldn't even stop her. Grandfather Zheng got startled. Who are you? Little Ni Yun was also confused. Sister, who are you? Ni Yang walked over from behind. Grandpa, this is Zhao Yu. She's also my goddaughter. Her nickname is Duo. You can call her Duo or Yu. Goddaughter Duo? Ni Yang was so young. How could she have a goddaughter already? And she shares the same name as Duo? For a moment, Grandfather Zheng was bewildered. Yang, what exactly is going on? Grandfather Zheng pulled Ni Yang aside and asked quietly. Ni Yang said, Don't worry, Grandpa. Duo is not a bad person. Her parents are both gone, and she was almost fooled by human traffickers in the city center. I happened to pass by and call the police. At the police station, she saw that I looked similar to her deceased mother, so she clung to my leg, calling me Mom. The police also said she was very pitiful with nowhere to go, so they issued an identity proof and let me take her home. Really, Grandfather Zheng felt there was more to the story. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11, 02 Mom. Xiao Wang is bullying me. _5. He always felt like he had known Zhao Yu for a long time. Seeing Zhao Yu always gave him an inexplicable sense of warmth, and Zhao Yu was very familiar with him, calling him Grandpa and Little Yun right away. How could someone be this way upon first meeting? But old Master Zheng just couldn't remember where he had seen Zhao Yu before. Being a lifelong materialist, old Master Zheng never expected that this Zhao Yu in front of him was the former duo. Despite his doubts, old Master Zheng didn't say much more because he trusted Enai Yang to handle things appropriately and wouldn't have brought Zhao Yu back without a reason. Sister, are you my sister's goddaughter? Little Enai Yun asked Zhao Yu. Zhao Yu nodded. Little Enai Yun held her chin and thought for a moment, then said, Then you can't call me Little Yun. Why? Zhao Yu responded. Doesn't everyone call you Little Yun? She used to call her that too. Little Enai Yun put her hands on her hips, assuming a grown-up demeanor, and said, According to seniority, you should call me Little Aunt. Recording this, Little Enai Yun turned to Enai Yang. Sister, am right, aren't I? Enai Yang smiled and nodded. Yes, you're right. But you are younger than me. Zhao Yu expressed her dissatisfaction. I don't want to call you Little Aunt. Little Enai Yun snorted. But my seniority is higher. Be good, call me Little Aunt, and I'll give you candy. Saying this, Little Enai Yun theatrically took out her only candy of the week. Seeing the candy, Zhao Yu's eyes lit up as she quickly took it. Thank you, Little Aunt. You're so kind. Zhao Yu knelt there while Little Enai Yun stood on tiptoe, patting Zhao Yu's head. Good girl. Enai Yang, back inside. Zhao Yu warmly greeted Old Lady Shangwan and Old Lady Zheng. Old Lady Zheng and Old Lady Shangwan were also puzzled. Enai Yang repeated the explanation she had given to the two elders. Like old Master Zheng, the two elders felt a strange affinity for Zhao Yu and immediately welcomed her arrival. That evening, Enai Cuihua and Shangwan Dehui also returned. Enai Yang introduced Zhao Yu to Enai Cuihua and Shangwan Dehui. Enai Cuihua and Shangwan Dehui, suddenly becoming grandparents, were also somewhat bewildered. Enai Cuihua pulled Enai Yang aside. Yang, are you serious? Are you really accepting Duo as your goddaughter? Of course I am. Enai Yang nodded. Do I look like I'm joking? Enai Cuihua continued. It seems to me she's about your age. You're an unmarried young lady, and having a little girl call you mom, wouldn't that look bad if people saw? Enai Yang laughed. Age and seniority don't matter, and I feel a special connection with Duo. Don't worry, Mom. I know what I'm doing. All right, Enai Cuihua laughed. As long as you know what you're doing. At dinner, Enai Cuihua and Shangwan Doi gave Zhao Yu a big red envelope. Old Lady Shangwan also gave one. Old Master Zheng and Old Lady Zheng gave a gold bracelet. The next day, Enai Yang took Zhao Yu around the village, and everyone came to know that Enai Yang had adopted a beautiful goddaughter. Enai Yang was now the pride of the village, and no one thought there was anything inappropriate about her action. It's just accepting a goddaughter. What's the big deal? The following day, Enai Yang took Zhao Yu to the city. Neither Zhao Yu nor the former Duo could read. So Enai Yang wanted to buy some picture books and materials to learn pinyin for Zhao Yu. And since little Enai Yin was also 4 years old this year, she could also learn a bit. Looking at these strange books, Zhao Yu sighed. Being human is so hard. Can I not learn these things? Enai Yang raised her eyebrows slightly. No, you must learn. Why? Zhao Yu frowned. I think I'm fine as I am now. Why do I need to learn this? Enai Yang replied. Being illiterate is like being blind. You won't even know if someone cheats you. Zhao Yu said, I won't be cheated. Enai Yang smiled and asked, Duo, do you think I look cool and handsome when I drive? Handsome? Cool. The car is faster than birds. How could it not be cool? Enai Yang continued. Then do you want to learn to drive? Zhao Yu eagerly nodded. Yes. Enai Yang continued. If you want to learn to drive, you must learn to read, otherwise you can't. Really? Zhao Yu asked. Have I ever lied to you? Enai Yang retorted. Zhao Yu hesitated for a moment, then nodded. All right. You'll learn. Enai Yang picked out a lot of books and materials. Coming out of the library, Zhao Yu touched his stomach and said, Mom, I'm hungry. Let's go eat. Okay. And Aiyang nodded. Where do you want to eat? Zhao Yu said, Let's go to Country of Beauties. Back when I was a bird, I saw you and Grandpa do always like to eat there. The food must be really good. Sure. And Aiyang took Zhao Yu to Country of Beauties. Zhao Yu enjoyed the meal immensely. At this moment, she had to exclaim, It's so good to be human. To eat all these delicious foods. What's birdseed? We're insects. In front of these delicious dishes, birdseed and insects are just little brothers. Seeing Zhao Yu enjoying her meal, and Aiyang said, smiling, Eat slowly. No one's rushing you. I'm going downstairs to find Sister Longi for something. They'll come back up to find you in a bit. Zhao Yu nodded. Okay, you go. After finishing the meal, Zhao Yu waited a long time without seeing Aiyang come up, so she had to go down to look for her. Just as she got downstairs, she saw Aiyang chatting with a woman dressed elegantly. From the side, she looked somewhat familiar. Mom! Zhao Yu walked over and called out. Aiyang glanced back slightly. Have you finished eating? Yep. Zhao Yu nodded and turned to Du Jiao, greeting her out of habit. Hello, Jiao. Du Jiao was stunned, looking at Zhao Yu incredulously. What, do you know my name? Wait, what did you just call Yang? Mom. She didn't hear it wrong, did she? When did Aiyang become a mom? And the kid is already this big? Oh my, what did she miss? Aiyang said, smiling. Sister Jiao, let me introduce, this is our family's dog, Zhao Yu, nicknamed Duo. Your daughter? Du Jiao asked uncertainly. Yep. Aiyang nodded. Du Jiao pinched her own face. Am I dreaming? You're not dreaming. This really is my daughter, Aiyang said. A myriad of expressions crossed Du Jiao's face. No. Yang, whose child is this then? With Peiji? Aiyang mysteriously said, Guess. Du Jiao continued. No, wait. If it truly was with Peiji, then the child would have his surname Mo. How did it turn into surname Zhao? As she spoke, Du Jiao seemed to realize something and exclaimed, Ah, oh my, you've cuckolded Peiji. Aiyang chuckled softly. Sister Jiao, what are you thinking? Just then, Zhao Yu suddenly saw a familiar figure, dressed in an old-style cloth robe, striding through the lobby as if leisurely strolling in a garden, refined yet sharp. Little bastard. Zhao Yu ran over and hugged Grandpa Du excitedly. Ah, little bastard, I've missed you so much. Grandpa Du sidestepped, dodging Zhao Yu. Zhao Yu didn't stop in time and ran straight into a pillar, her forehead swelling up instantly. Duo, are you okay? Aiyang ran over to help Zhao Yu up. Zhao Yu clung to Aiyang's arm and cried, Mom, little bastard bullied me. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know, report, so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11, Oh, 3 Daddy. I missed you so much. Seeing this scene, Du Jiao was stunned. Du was also somewhat stunned. Why did Zhao Yu's tone sound so familiar? Who is she? And why did she call Aiyang Mom? Aiyang helped Zhao Yu up. Does it hurt? Serve you right. Who told you to be so impulsive? It hurts to death. Zhao Yu rubbed her forehead and said, Mom, you have to avenge me. Beat this little bastard to death. It's just too much. To think how much I've missed him, and he actually did this. Du walked over to the two of them, pinched Aiyang's wrist through the fabric of her clothing, and pulled her aside, asking in a low voice, Who is she? After speaking, Du added, Is it Duo? Although it was a rhetorical question, he said it with the tone of an affirmative statement. Aiyang was hesitating about how to start explaining to Du, but he had already guessed it himself. Don't you think this is all a bit incredible? She had gone through rebirth and had accepted the fact that Duo turned from bird to human. But how did Du guess it? His mental strength must be really incredible. Du looked unperturbed. So you mean, she really is Duo? And Aiyang nodded, and then followed up, How did you guess? Du twirled his Buddha beads. In this world, the only one who dares to call me that way is Duo. There's no one else. After giving the Buddha beads to Duo, Du Yi went to the temple to get another string. Although it wasn't as handy as the old one, it was still better than none. Aren't you surprised at all? And Aiyang asked back. Du Yi said calmly, there are wonders of all sorts in this world. When you've seen enough, nothing seems strange anymore. His words were light, but carried a hint of bitterness. People who haven't experienced it themselves can't imagine what he's been through. And Aiyang nodded in agreement. You're right. Du Yi glanced at her and then asked, and Aiyang, how old are you this year? 19. And Aiyang answered, 19? Which 19-year-old girl is brave enough to not be scared when seeing a bird turn into a human? In terms of experience, and Aiyang must be far ahead of him. Are you really 19? And Aiyang smiled lightly. Would you believe me if I said I'm 90? Of course I don't believe that. Du Yi shook his head, and Aiyang continued. Duo turned into a human, and you're not afraid at all? Du Yi chuckled lightly. If a young girl like you isn't scared, what's there for me to fear? And Aiyang coughed lightly. After all, I'm a 90-year-old. Then I'm 109, Du Yi said, playing with his Buddha beads. And Aiyang looked him up and down, braggart, as if she hadn't bragged herself. Du Yi smiled and didn't respond. And Aiyang waved to Zhao Yu, Duo, come here. I'm here. Zhao Yu quickly ran over, not forgetting to glare fiercely at Du Yi. Mom, you have to avenge me. Beat this little bastard to death. Du Yi's expression remained unchanged. Sorry, I didn't know you were Duo. When you came charging at me, dodging was just an instinct. I think you did it on purpose. Duo crossed her arms. Mom, hit him. Spank his but till it blooms. Let's see if he dares to bully me again. Hearing this, Du Yi's face inexplicably turned very red. He'll spank your but till it blooms first, for being so disrespectful. And Aiyang poked Zhao Yi's head. Zhao Yu looked aggrieved. Mom, you're biased. It was clearly Xiao Wang who wanted to bully me. I'm your dog's son. How can you treat me like this? And Aiyang looked at Zhao Yu. Biased? If it weren't for Du Yi, your little life would have been long gone. Hurry up and thank Du Yi, dog's son. We can't be ungrateful. Huh? Zhao Yu looked at Aiyang confused. What? You want to avenge me? And now you even want me to apologize to him? Mom, your heart is way too biased. Am I still your dog's son or not? Zhao Yu was about to cry. He hadn't been with his mom for some time, and she already got another dog outside. This little bastard was just too much. Thinking of this, Zhao Yu glared fiercely at Du Yi again, and Aiyang continued. Duo, the reason you're here today is all thanks to Du Yi's Buddha beads. And Aiyang looked up at Du Yi. See, I didn't say it wrong, did I? In fact, from the moment Duo came back, and Aiyang knew that the credit for this matter was due to Du Yi. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11. Oh, for Daddy. I really miss you so much. _2. Du Yi's Buddha beads were not ordinary. They had been blessed and had virtues attached to them. Du Yi didn't deny it. At that time, Du Yi didn't think too much, just felt that it was a pity for Duo to die. And by giving the Buddha beads to Duo, he hoped that Duo could be reborn into a good family in the next life. But unexpectedly, Duo's soul was reincarnated directly. With that said, Zhao Yu began to understand. She took off a string of Buddha bead from her wrist. Are you talking about these Buddha beads? Yes, that's the one. And Aiyang nodded, somewhat surprised. How come these Buddha beads are with you? A layer of confusion also appeared in Du Yi's eyes. Zhao Yu shook her head. When I woke up, these Buddha beads were already on my hand. No wonder they looked familiar to me. Turns out they belonged to that little bastard. Du Yi didn't take them and said with a smile, I already have a new one. You keep this. Are you really being that generous? Zhao Yu was somewhat incredulous. Du Yi twirling the Buddha beads. All those goodies I used to enjoy, have they all been fed to dogs? Zhao Yi's gaze inadvertently drifted to the sachet at Du Yi's waist. She snorted. I've always been my mom's puppy's son. Du Yi, although he's not a good person, Zhao Yu is literally a dog. Sister Jiao was a bit puzzled, although she understood every word they said. When put together, she couldn't understand them at all. What are you all talking about? Why can't I understand a word? Also, didn't you give those Buddha beads to that duo? How come they're now with this duo? What's going on here? Hearing this, Zhao Ye's expression changed. That duo? Is there another duo besides me? Little bastard, do you have other dogs outside? Do and I Yang changed the subject with a laugh. Actually, I also don't quite understand, by the way, Sister Jiao. Have you all eaten yet? Sister Jiao shook her head. We were just about to go up and eat. What about you? I and duo have already eaten, and I Yang continued. Then you go up and eat, duo, and I will head back first. Okay. Sister Jiao nodded. And I Yang took Zhao Yu and left. Just then, Sister Jiao, as if suddenly remembering something, suddenly grabbed An Yang's wrist. Yang, wait a moment. What's wrong? An Yang looked back slightly. Sister Jiao continued. Who is duo's father? An Yang looked at Zhao Yu with a smile. Duo, who is your dad? Zhao Yu said, my dad is surely that dog man. And Mo Qishan. Sister Jiao was taken aback, staring at the backs of An Yang and Zhao Yu for a long time before reacting, pulling Du Ye's sleeve. Do you think duo really is Yang and Peiji's child? Something about this felt odd to her. It's just too strange. Du Yi kept a straight face. You guess. Sister Jiao said speechlessly. If I could guess, would I still ask you? Du Yi. Sister, do you know how pigs die? Ow! Du Yi answered seriously with 3 words. Died of stupidity. Sister Jiao was even more confused. Why would it die of stupidity? Du Yi looked at Sister Jiao, shook his head helplessly. At that moment, Sister Jiao suddenly realized, hey, you're calling me a pig indirectly? You're the pig. Your whole family are pigs. Du Yi said indifferently, my whole family includes you too. Sister Jiao, her brother has really become more cunning, managing to insult someone without a single curse word. After leaving the fragrance place, An Yang took Zhao Yu for a round at the noodle restaurant. She planned to train Zhao Yu into a competent businessman and then hand over part of the noodle restaurant and milk tea shop business for her manage. Otherwise, it was really too tiring for her alone. Unfortunately, Zhao Yu did not have a business mindset. The sight of the account books made her dizzy, and most importantly, she barely recognized any characters, not understanding a word An Yang said. Oh no, Mom. You better handle this yourself. She just wanted to live like before, a carefree freeloader, enjoying delicious food and drinks every day. And Yang said smilingly, once unfamiliar, twice familiar. You'll get it if you look more. I really don't want to learn. I can barely recognize any characters. Zhao Yu started whining while clinging to An Yang's arm. An Yang continued, leaving all these tasks for your mom alone. Do you want to work me to death? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11, 5 Daddy. I really miss you so much. _3. Of course not. An Yang handed the account book to Zhao Yu. Then study hard. Help your mom and me to share the pressure in the future. Oh, Zhao Yu finally compromised. Wu Yinyan passed by outside and just happened to see this scene. Who is that girl by An Yang's side? Is she, like me, another child discarded by the An family? If that's the case, then she must reveal An Yang's true face in front of that girl. She cannot let her be deceived by An Yang. Wu Yinyan clenched her fist, waited outside for a long time, until Zhao Yu finally walked out alone and went to the public restroom. Hello, wait a moment. Zhao Yu raised her head and saw Wu Yanyan's face. In an instant, hatred surged, and all the scenes of Wu Yanyan abusing her filled her mind. Back then, she had never dreamed that Wu Yanyan would treat her like that. Wu Yanyan. Wu Yanyan looked at Duo in surprise. You know me? Did An Yang tell you about me? Which child of the An family are you? Zhao Yu remained silent, just looking at Wu Yanyan. Yang had said, human society has its own laws. Humans killing a small bird is just a trivial matter. But if a person kills another person, they will be held legally responsible. So, she must not act impulsively. Seeing Zhao Yu silent, Wu Yanyan continued. An Yang must have said a lot of bad things about me to you, right? Actually, I'm just like you. I'm also a child of the Ni family, but Ni Yang has always known I was her sister and still kept it a secret. She's just wary of us. She fears that we will compete with her for the inheritance. You must not be deceived by a hypocrite like Ni Yang. At this point, Wu Yanyan's eyes became slightly red. Sister, do you know how miserable I am now? Because of Ni Yang, I was raped, and I can never have children again. My future could have been bright, but now, I'm ruined. I have nothing left. Sister, you and I are both pitiful. I've been deceived by Ni Yang once already. You must not be deceived by Ni Yang again. Otherwise, your fate will definitely be worse than mine. It's all Ni Yang. It's because of Ni Yang that she became like this. The person she liked disgusted her. Her future life path will also become extremely bleak. Zhao Ye's gaze was cold as she looked at Wu Yanyan and then lifted her hand, slapping her across the face. Slap! Wu Yanyan's head was knocked to the side, a trace of blood oozing from the corner of her mouth, dizzy and disoriented. I'm kindly warning you. How could you hit someone? What right do you have to hit someone? Why did I hit you? Because you owe me a life. What? Wu Yanyan was stunned. Zhao Yu continued. Have you forgotten how Duo died? This slap is for Duo who died. I'm telling you, Wu Yanyan, this slap is just the beginning. Every time I see you, it'll hit you. Who exactly are you? Wu Yanyan looked at Zhao Yu. Who told you about this? It's just a bird, isn't it? It's just a bird. Dead is dead. Did Ni Yang have to make it known to everyone? It seems she underestimated Ni Yang. Ni Yang did it on purpose. She deliberately ruined her reputation in front of others, made a big deal out of this issue, making her own stains bigger and bigger in front of others, thus highlighting her own noble character. Ni Yang is stepping on her to climb up. She is just a pawn to Ni Yang, and Ni Yang never really considered her a sister. Perhaps this was Ni Yang's plan from the beginning. She never intended to let her live well. Just then, Ni Yang walked out from inside. Duo, are you done? Zhao Yu turned to look at Ni Yang. Oh, it'll be done soon. From beginning to end, it was as if Ni Yang hadn't seen Wu Yanyan at all. Wu Yanyan covered her face, somewhat unable to react to what was happening. Duo? Why would Ni Yang call her Duo? And who exactly is that girl? Ni Yang, you did this on purpose. Wu Yanyan said to Ni Yang. Ni Yang, as if she hadn't heard Wu Yanyan's voice, went straight into the shop. She never wastes time on insignificant people. Not before, not now. Wu Yanyan shouted angrily. Ni Yang, I will never forgive you. Never. Ni Yang remained indifferent. Zhao Yu came back from the restroom, saw Wu Yanyan still standing there, swinging her fist, and said, Wu Yanyan, why haven't you left yet? Do you want to try the taste of a fist? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know, report, so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1106 Daddy. I really miss you so much. _4. Wu Yanyan immediately ran without looking back. Upon returning to the noodle restaurant, Zhao Yu excitedly said, Yang, Wu Yanyan seems to have changed a lot. What happened during this time? Ni Yang talked to Zhao Yu about Wu Yanyan's experiences. Zhao Yu said with a smile, such a vicious person deserves what she gets today. You have no idea how she maligned you in front of me just now. Such people are truly disgusting. How come I never realized she was this kind of person before? The best thing to do with this kind of person is to ignore them as they try to climb up the ladder, Ni Yang said indifferently. Zhao Yu went on, Mom, you have no idea how satisfying that slap just now was. In the following days, Ni Yang was busy dealing with company matters, and Duo followed Granny Shangwan and Granny Zheng to learn how to read. These days, Ni Yang bought a piece of land in the center of Beijing, planning to build an office tower. Once all the departments were in order, it would be more convenient for her to work there. Ni Yang had already finished the design of the tower and was just waiting for approval from the relevant authorities. Once the paperwork was approved, construction could start immediately. Now, there are strong supportive policies from above, so the approval of these documents is relatively quick. The tower Ni Yang wanted to build had a total of 38 floors. The 19 floors below were for food service offices, and the 19 floors above were for the office of Ice Skin Jade Complexion. Because the project was large, it would take 2 years to complete, but Enai Yang was in no hurry. This project was still entrusted to Wu Jinshu. Wu Jinshu was very touched. He was happy that Enai Yang could let bygones be bygones. If Wu Yinyun had listened to advice, with such a good sister as Enai Yang, she wouldn't have ended up in this state. Yang Yang, thank you, Enai Yang said with a smile. Godfather, I've said it before, we are all family. Since we are family, there's no need to speak as if we are strangers. Wu Yinyun is Wu Yinyun. Wu Jinshu is Wu Jinshu. Enai Yang would not forget the kindness she ought to acknowledge. Doing so would also reduce Enai Kuihua's feelings of guilt. And indeed, Wu Jinshu was not someone who failed to appreciate kindness. Half a month later, as M Country had a new agent interested in representing Ice Skin Jade Complexion, Enai Yang had to take a trip to M Country. Coincidentally, she hadn't seen Mo Chishan for quite some days. Upon learning that Enai Yang was going to M Country, Zhao Yu clung to Enai Yang's wrist. Mom, my dear mom, my beautiful mom, can you take your son with you? Before, she had been a bird, unable to go to M Country, but now that she was no longer a bird, she wanted to go to M Country to see the world. You want to go too? Enai Yang raised an eyebrow slightly. Yes, Enai Yang said with a smile. Okay, let's go together. Really? Zhao Yu was instantly overjoyed. Really? Enai Yang nodded. Yang Yang, my dear mom, I really like you so much. Zhao Yu excitedly lifted Enai Yang into a hug. Enai Yang was light as a feather, and Zhao Yu easily lifted her, even easier than lifting Depang. Put me down now. If you want to go to M Country, we still have to go apply for passports. Fortunately, Zhao Ye's household registration issue had been resolved a few days earlier. Otherwise, it would have been impossible to apply for a visa. All right, let's go quickly. Zhao Yu immediately put down Enai Yang. Enai Yang took Zhao Yu to the city to apply for passports. On the day before going to M Country, Enai Yang took Zhao Yu to visit Grandpa Du at Demingxian. On the one hand, Zhao Yu had been talking about him every day, and on the other hand, Enai Yang had promised Mo Chishan to bring warmth to Grandpa Du. Seeing Grandpa Du, Zhao Yu was as enthusiastic as ever, running over, hugging Grandpa Du. You little rascal, I'm here. Grandpa Du sidestepped, avoiding Zhao Ye's embrace, but he steadied her with one hand to prevent her from bumping into the pole beside him. Boys and girls should keep their distance. Can't you be a bit more dignified? What kind of behavior is this fuss and clamor? Zhao Yu said without words. We're all grown men. What are you afraid of? If anyone is at a disadvantage, it's me. Not only are you not losing out, but you're also gaining a huge advantage. What's the panic about? Grandpa Du, but I never take advantage of anyone. Tiffiske, you remind me of a recently learned idiom. What was it about a cat and a dog? Zhao Yu scratched her head. Cats and dogs ashore? Yes, that's the one. Cats and dogs ashore. Lately, Zhao Yu is not only learning to read, but also following Granny Shangwan to study Chinese classics, memorize poems, and learn idioms. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11, 07 Daddy. I really miss you so much. _5. What is cats and dogs going ashore? Du Jiao Jiao came over with a puzzled face and asked. Zhao Yu said, cats and dogs going ashore is an idiom. Du Jiao Jiao furrowed her brows. How come I've never heard of this idiom before? Second brother, have you heard of it? Grandpa Du shook his head. None of you have heard of cats and dogs going ashore? I thought I was the only uncultured one. Turns out, you are even less cultured than me. Finding two people even less knowledgeable than herself, Zhao Yu laughed smugly. Let's see who dares call her dumb now. What cats and dogs going ashore? Enai Yang came over and smacked Zhao Ye's head. It's called assuming an air of decency. Du Jiao Jiao burst into laughter. Ha! So, it's assuming an air of decency. Zhao Yu rubbed her head innocently. Is it assuming an air of decency? but Grandma clearly taught me cats and dogs going ashore. She remembered it as cats and dogs going ashore. How did it turn into assuming an air of decency? And Aiyong, if you want to piss off Grandma, just say it directly. Zhao Yu huffed and turned to look at Grandpa Du. Then you're guilty of assuming an air of decency. Zhaoer, you're becoming more and more impolite. And Aiyong raised her eyebrows slightly. Zhao Yu said, it was Xiao Wang who was impolite first. I was so warm-hearted. And not only did he not appreciate it, he also made a fuss about how men and women should be different. We're all grown men. What's there to be shy about? Hearing this, Du Jiao laughed even more joyfully. Oh my God, what a character your daughter is. And Aiyong patted Zhao Ye's head. Zhaoer, you have to remember, your gender is now female. Haven't I told you before? You can't be too casual with men in the future, or else others will think of you as a girl with no self-respect. And Aiyong didn't know how many life lessons she had taught Zhao Yu, but whatever Zhao Yu memorized earlier would be forgotten soon after. Now, there's a bunch of young lads in the village who had all become her brothers. Her social skills are wide-reaching, and when it matters, those boys really don't see her as a girl. Zhao Yu exclaimed indignantly. I'm not like that with others, only with my own people. It's very clear that Xiao Wang doesn't see me as one of his own. Grandpa Du stepped forward to explain. Don't misunderstand, and just not used to being too intimate with the opposite sex. Let it be. Zhao Yu waved her hand. Do I look like someone who would be so petty? Du Jiao nudged Enai Yang's arm, laughing. Hey, beauty, honestly tell me, where did you find such a treasure? No way, I have to pick one up for myself, too. She's just too funny. If there were a Zhao Yu in Daming Pavilion, then it wouldn't be so quiet all day long. Sister Jiao, I wasn't picked up. I was born to my mom. Zhao Yu said. Du Jiao looked at Zhao Yu with a smile. Little duo, you call the beauty mom, and the beauty calls me Sister Jiao. So what do you think? Can you really call me sister? According to familial seniority, you ought to call me auntie. Zhao Yu was somewhat speechless. She had just gotten a little aunt, and now here comes a big aunt. Why is her familial status so low? Zhao Yu quickly thought it through and said with a smile, Sister Jiao, you're so young, so pretty. You could even be my little sister. How could I possibly call you auntie? Du Jiao has always loved being praised for being young and beautiful, and getting praised like this, she would get carried away. Exactly. Duo, I think you make absolutely perfect sense. As they spoke, Zhao Yu somehow became the older sister, and Du Jiao the younger sister. Grandpa Du and Aiyong, if this were in a future era, Zhao Yu would definitely be a top salesperson. She simply has the gift of the gab. After sweet-talking Du Jiao, Zhao Yu secretly asked Grandpa Du for something to eat. What would you like to eat? Zhao Yu looked around and saw that no one was there. And Aiyong had also gone with Du Jiao to get something from the room, and she whispered, candy. She, like little Aiyun, truly loved candy too much. She could eat several pounds of it in a day when not eating regular meals, which led Aiyong to impose a candy ban at home. Only one piece of candy per week. 1 piece a week, only 4 per month. This really tantalized Zhao Yu. Doesn't your mom let you eat it? Grandpa Du asked. Zhao Yu's eyes lit up. How did you know? The next day, Aiyong and Zhao Yu set off for M Country. As Wu Daming was in M Country as well, it was Shangwan de Hui who drove them to the airport in the morning. When they arrived in the USA, it was already the next morning. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11, 08 Daddy. I really miss you so much. _6. The person picking up at the airport was Mo Chishan. After a long time of not seeing Mo Chishan, Zhao Yu appeared extremely excited, and as always, rushed over Dad. Seeing the person charging straight at him, Mo Chishan was a bit dumbfounded. If he hadn't misheard, this person was even calling out Dad. Dad? Since when did he have such a grown daughter? Isn't this person a dimwit? Mo Chishan hastily used Wu Daming to shield himself. Zhao Yu hugged Wu Daming tightly, exclaiming emotionally, Daddy Dad, I miss you so much. Wu Daming, now a joyous father. At that moment, an Ai Yang also approached, and Mo Chishan embraced her in a hug. Yang, brother Mo. In an instant, Mo Chishan let go of Ai Yang and pointed at Zhao Yu, who was hugging Wu Daming and calling him dad. Right, Yang? Who is this? And Ai Yang thought about it earnestly. You might not believe it, brother Mo, but this is your daughter. Daughter? Mo Chishan was stunned. It was also at this time that Zhao Yu realized she had hugged the wrong person and pushed Wu Daming away with disdain. Why is it you? Where's my dad? Wu Daming. Life is too hard for me. Dad. Upon spotting Mo Chishan nearby, Zhao Yu reached out, wanted to hug him. And Ai Yang, quick on the draw, stopped Zhao Yu. You crazy boy, just hug me, will you? Mo Chishan looked on, utterly bewildered by the two of them. And Ai Yang turned back to Mo Chishan. Brother Mo, let's talk over there. After saying this, and Ai Yang continued, Duo, they'll discuss something with your dad over there. You and Wu Daming wait here for me. Don't run off. Wu Daming, keep an eye on Duo. The silly kid doesn't speak English. Okay, I got it, sister-in-law. Wu Daming nodded. And Ai Yang took Mo Chishan to the rest area, candidly telling him about Zhao Ye's situation. Brother Mo, don't you think this is all very fantastical? She said. Mo Chishan nodded. Indeed it is a bit, but if it's the work of Uncle Dus Buddha beads, then it's not so fantastical. After all, those beads have changed Uncle Dus' fate. Mo Chishan had known Uncle Du for a long time. He was privy to many secrets unknown to others. Really? And Ai Yang seemed surprised. The Buddha beads changed Uncle Dus' fate? Mo Chishan nodded again. However, this is also Dido's good fortune. And Ai Yang went on to say, Brother Mo, haven't you always wanted a daughter? How does it feel to be a dad now? Mo Chishan touched his nose. It's all right. If only this daughter didn't look like a nitwit, that would be even better. After a good while, and Ai Yang and Mo Chishan returned to their original spot. Zhao Yu, curious, asked, Yang, what were you and my dad talking about? What secrets? You talked for so long. And Ai Yang smiled and said, We were discussing how to sell you off later. Zhao Yu shrugged. I don't believe you. Would you really sell off someone as adorable and outstanding as me? Wu Daming quietly tugged at Mo Chishan's sleeve. Brother Six, is she really your daughter? Yes, Mo Chishan assured with a serious nod. Wu Daming continued. Brother Six, you're not joking with me, are you? Mo Chishan countered. Do I look like I'm joking? This is my daughter, my own flesh and blood. Wu Daming scratched his head. This is just too incredible. This uncle here, I bet you're just jealous of my dad, having such an outstanding son like me. Zhao Yu said to Wu Daming. Uncle? Wu Daming was shocked. I'm only 25 this year. Wait, that's not right. Aren't you a girl? Zhao Yu cracked a slight smile, smacked her chest, and declared, Me, a man, pure and simple. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11, 09 Coincidences Make a Story, guys. Still pure? Now, not only is Daming a bit confused, even Mo Chishan is a bit bewildered. Mo Chishan slightly lowers his eyes. Yang, is this our son or our daughter? Apart from looking like a girl, Zhao Ye's words and actions are more masculine than men's. For a moment, Mo Chishan can't believe his own eyes. And Ai Yang confidently says, It's a daughter, only that this kid is a bit silly. Really a daughter? Really? And Ai Yang nods. Mom, what are you and Dad talking about? Zhao Yu hugs Ai Yang's shoulders. And Ai Yang smiles and says, We adults are talking. You're just a kid. Why intervene? I'm not a kid. I'm already 18. Zhao Yu says, In human society, 18 is already an adult. In terms of age, she is only a year younger than Ai Yang. And Ai Yang pats Zhao Ye's head. In your mom's eyes, even if you're 80 this year, you're still a child. I will always be your mom. Behave. Zhao Yu. Mo Chishan turns his head to Wu Daming. What do you think of my daughter? Wu Daming hesitates, then says, It seems a bit sloppy. The airport is full of blonde and blue-eyed people from M country. Xiaoyu looks at them, her eyes filled with curiosity. Dad, I think they look like Emily. Xiaoyu had seen Emily once before when she came to Beijing. Xiaoyu continues, why aren't our eyes blue but black? I think blue eyes are prettier than black ones. Mo Qishan helplessly rubs his forehead. Ask your mom. Mom. Xiaoyu turns her head to N.I. Yang. N.I. Yang smiles and explains, eye color depends on the iris color. The more pigment in the iris, the darker the color of the eyes. If the color of the iris is very light, the color of the eyes will also be very light. Blue eyes have much less pigment than ours. Actually, our Chinese eyes are not black, but dark brown. Hearing this, Xiaoyu looks at N.I. Yang with admiration. Mom, you are so amazing. N.I. Yang modestly says, just average, slightly more amazing than your dad. Xiaoyu elbows Mo Qishan. Dad, can't you show some pride for us guys? Mo Qishan. The group leaves the airport and heads to Mo Qishan's manor. This manor, unlike a castle, is located in the downtown of M country, covering an area of nearly 3,000 square meters. Utmost luxury and flamboyance. Xiaoyu is like a bird set free, running around the manor. After dinner, Mo Qishan accompanies N.I. Yang to meet the agent, leaving Xiaoyu in the manor. After meeting the agent and signing the contract, N.I. Yang visits a few stores to check the accounts for the first half of the year. Currently, Ice Jade Skin has 6 stores abroad, with a first half income of 110,000 US dollars, converted to about 900,000 renminbi, plus some domestic stores and real estate. N.I. Yang is now a little rich lady. Not to mention other stores, just those real estates are enough for N.I. Yang to live worry-free for a lifetime, sitting at home collecting rent. Moreover, N.I. Yang remembers that in the downtown of M country, the property prices were speculated high in the future. Holding so much money and not buying a house seems wasteful. Brother Mo, I want to buy a house here. Do you have any good places to recommend? Mo Qishan. Knowing that N.I. Yang's thoughts are quite advanced, she never wants to depend on anyone. Even if he has many houses, N.I. Yang would not want them. Of course, I know Kamil take you. Okay. In M country, the most popular are Villati. A 600 square meters Villati in the 80s costs 30,000 US dollars. N.I. Yang buys 2 Villati in one breath. In this era, buying a house locally can directly handle immigrant procedures for residency, but N.I. Yang refused this service. In this lifetime, she will always be Chinese. After buying the Villati, N.I. Yang and Mo Qishan go to a scenic area and purchase a luxurious seaside house. In a blink of an eye, 110,000 US dollars is gone. However, N.I. Yang doesn't feel the pinch, because the future income from these properties will definitely be much more. The seaside sunset is magnificent. N.I. Yang and Mo Qishan walk shoulder to shoulder on the beach. The setting sun stretches their figures long. The beach crowd, coconut trees, neon lights have all become the background. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11:10 No Coincidence Makes a Book _2. Mo Qishan carried N.I. Yang's shoes in one hand and held her hand with the other. Yang, look at that person. Which one? N.I. Yang asked. Mo Qishan continued. The one wearing a blue jacket and holding something like a black brick. I see him. N.I. Yang nodded. Mo Qishan said, that's called a wireless mobile phone. Next year, Guangguan will establish the first batch of wireless telephone systems. Once mobile phones become popular, we can stay in touch anytime, anywhere. Wireless phone? N.I. Yang's eyes suddenly lit up, realizing that the first mobile phones had entered China in 1987. In fact, the mobile phone was not initially known as a mobile phone. Its original name was a wireless mobile phone. This name originated from the Cantonese and Hong Kongers' way of jokingly referring to gang leaders. In some early Hong Kong movies, mob bosses frequently appeared on screen with mobile phones. Hence, people began to jokingly call these mobile phones as Big Brother phones. After a while, more people started calling it that, and it became the Big Brother phone. Moreover, The Big Brother phone was invented as early as 1972 and had already been popular for many years abroad. It just hadn't entered China until then. After the Big Brother phone, technology will advance further, our motherland will become stronger, and phones will get thinner. And Ai Yang's lips curve into a smile. If Guangguan uses it well, I believe it will soon be popularized in Beijing. A good communication tool can solve many unnecessary troubles. And Ai Yang's business was growing bigger and bigger, and in an era with undeveloped communication information, it was often really frustrating. Fortunately, technological progress was becoming faster and faster. And Mo Qishan nodded. I predict that we will be able to use mobile phones at the beginning of the year after next. And Ai Yang said with a smile, mobile phones are convenient, but they're too big and not easy to carry. This type of mobile phone must weigh about 2 or 3 G, right? And Ai Yang remembered that the earliest mobile phones weighed around 2 kilograms, which was like 3 boxes of milk, the weight of a large brick. And Mo Qishan nodded. These mobile phones are indeed quite heavy. However, humanity is progressing, technology is developing, and I believe that just like pagers, this is only the beginning. It will get better and better. Once mobile phones become widespread, pagers will be eliminated. Similarly, one day, mobile phones will also be replaced by even more convenient products. Mo Qishan was full of hope for the future. And Ai Yang nodded. Yeah, Brother Mo, you're right. She was from the future, and she knew mobile phones were just the beginning. But Mo Qishan was different. Mo Qishan was from this era, and for him to have such foresight was truly remarkable. And Ai Yang was glad she knew Mo Qishan, as there were basically no barriers in their communication. Whatever topic it was, Mo Qishan had his unique insights, and his perspective on issues was quite profound. She remembered one time when she spoke with him about country's moon landing in '69. Mo Qishan said that China would also venture into outer space in the not-too-distant future. If not for the wars that invaded and delayed China, one could only imagine how much further ahead it would be compared to country. However, except for dress issues, like today, coming to the seaside, and Ai Yang wanted to wear a swimsuit to swim in the sea, but Mo Qishan firmly opposed it. After much picking, he chose a swimsuit so conservative that even old ladies would not look twice at it, and in the end, he wrapped her tightly with a large silk scarf. So now, she was still draped in the large silk scarf. Just then, an elderly couple with white hair passed by Ai Yang. The old lady was coughing severely as she walked, her eyes red from coughing so hard. Because of the discomfort, she nearly tripped over a large stone. Be careful, Ai Yang said quickly, steadying the old lady. The old lady caught her breath and looked up to thank her, but before she could speak, her eyes suddenly brightened, and then she covered her mouth and started coughing violently again. The old man thanked her. Thank you, beautiful lady from the Orient. God will bless you. It's no trouble. Ai Yang smiled slightly. May I ask where you are from? The old man continued to ask. Ai Yang replied, I am from Beijing, China. The old man nodded. Beijing is a nice place. We went there 13 years ago. Do you know Kong City? I know of Kong City, but I've never been there. Kong City was not only far from Beijing, but also far from Dam Village, where Ai Yang used to live. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1111 No Coincidence makes a book _3. Oh, I see. The old grandfather looked down at the old grandmother beside him. Let's go. The old grandmother nodded. Ai Yang wondered if it was her imagination, but she thought she saw a hint of disappointment in the old man's eyes. Was she mistaken? Ai Yang watched the backs of the two elderly people, somewhat distracted. Mo Qishan said, Yang Yang, what are you looking at? Ai Yang glanced back slightly. Nothing much, just that those two elderly people seemed a bit odd. How so? Mo Qishan asked. Ai Yang said, the way they looked at me was strange, hard to explain. I don't know them, so maybe I was mistaken. Words may be spoken without thought, but they can have intentional implications. Immerse looked in that direction, squinting his eyes. The sunset cast a shadow on his face, adding a touch of mystery and nobility. We're not going back tonight. Let's stay by the sea. He'll call Duo later and let her know. Immerse continued. What about Duo? Aniyang asked. Immerse put his arm around Aniyang's waist. Wu Daming is there. Nothing will happen. That's fine, Aniyang nodded. Then I'll have someone book the rooms. Immerse turned his head to Aniyang. Yang, how many rooms should we book? What do you think? Aniyang raised an eyebrow slightly. Immerse thought seriously. I think one room is enough, since we even have a daughter now. Sure, Aniyang nodded. Immerse paused. Really? Is that okay? It depends if you have the courage, Aniyang said in a light tone. She knew Immerse too well. Although he often joked around, he truly wasn't very brave. Then I really will book just one room. Okay, Aniyang nodded. You decide. Aniyang suddenly being so agreeable made Immerse feel uneasy. No, wife, we agreed you'd make the decisions at home, so you decide how many rooms. I'll listen to you. Aniyang smiled at Immerse. Big brother Imo, is that all the courage you have? Immerse touched his nose. Actually, he was bolder than he let on, enough to scare himself sometimes. But ever since meeting Aniyang, his boldness seemed to have diminished as if a spell was cast on him. In the end, Immerse didn't dare to book 2 rooms. In a corner of the beach. Son of a bitch. A frail girl was surrounded by a group of people with superior skin tones. They spat on her, insulted her with vulgar words, and told her to leave their country. This was racial discrimination. The girl, with her black hair and white skin, was extremely conspicuous among the people of M country. Despite growing up in M country, due to her different skin color and features, she had faced much disdain her whole life. Feeling they had humiliated her enough, the group finally left. After the group left, the girl, squatting on the ground, picked up her backpack and slowly stood up, tears on her face. Martha, are you okay? Did those bastards bully you again? A girl with an Asian face, of the same age, ran over from afar. Martha shook her head. Adele, I'm fine. I've been used to it since I was young. Adele frowned slightly. Martha, how many times have I told you? Only if you are tougher and more formidable than them. They won't dare to bully you. You need to bravely raise your fists. If you keep on like this, they will only push you further. When Adele first came to M country as a child, her situation was even worse than Martha's. Later, her grandparents hired a coach who taught her some self-defense moves. After years of diligent practice, she finally got out of that predicament. Now, if anyone dares to bully her, she can make them eat dirt in minutes. Martha pursed her lips and remained silent. She was different from Adele. Adele was smarter and braver. Compared to Adele, she felt utterly useless. Adele sighed, stretching out her arm to embrace Martha's shoulders. If they dare to bully you again, just mention my name. Let them come at me if they dare. Bullying the weak shows no real skill. Come on, I'll take you home now. Thanks to Adele's escort, no one dared to bully Martha along the way. After taking Martha home, Adele returned to her own residence. Adele is back. As soon as she got back, her grandfather gave her a warm hug. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11:12 No Coincidence Makes a Book _4. Grandpa, where's Grandma? Adele asked. Adele's grandfather Jonathan said, Your grandmother is sleeping in her room. I'll go check on her. Okay. When Adele entered the room, she realized something was wrong. Did they come again today? The they Adele referred to was her grandparents' nephews. She was not the biological granddaughter of her grandparents. Like Martha, at the age of 3, she was adopted by her grandparents from China. Her grandparents' predecessors were excellent capitalists, leaving behind substantial wealth. As her grandparents' health deteriorated and they had no descendants, their nephews and nieces started eyeing the inheritance, almost causing trouble every few days. Grandmother Loa nodded from the bed. Adele said angrily, That's too much. How can they bully old people who are defenseless? Grandpa and Grandma, if they dare to come again next time, you call me home, and I will make sure they leave in disarray. Lorna shook her head. They wouldn't dare do anything to me. The person we're truly worried about is you. Ah, Adele was startled. Grandmother Na continued. We are getting old and might pass away any day now. We're afraid those people will trouble you after we're gone. Adele was all alone in this place, without anyone to support her. If both of them were gone, Lorna worried she might end up on the streets. After all, this is M country. Adele was a foreigner and, at any time, the locals wouldn't side with a foreigner. Adele patted her chest and said, Don't worry, Grandma and Grandpa. I'm very capable. They won't be able to bully me. Look, I'm fine now, aren't I? Grandfather Jonathan sighed. They don't dare to touch you now because they are wary of us. But once we are not here, you might suffer. You are the person we are most concerned about not leaving behind. It's okay, really, it's okay. Adele hugged her grandfather, then hugged her grandmother. I can protect both of you, as well as myself. Grandmother Lorna went on. Your grandfather and I have discussed it, and the most important thing for us to do now is to find your biological relatives. Only by finding her relatives would Adele have someone to rely on. Adele sighed. After such a long time, can we still find them? Even if we do, will they recognize me? The education in M country is very different from that in China. As an abandoned child, under her grandparents' upbringing, she held no resentment towards her biological parents. In fact, she very much wanted to find them. To facilitate an eventual reunion with her relatives, over the years, her grandparents have been teaching her Chinese culture and language. Grandfather Jonathan said, They will recognize you. They definitely will. Your grandmother and I have decided that in a few days, we will set off for Kong City in China. Without finding Adele's birth parents, he and Lorna truly couldn't be at peace. With the protection of her birth parents, they could leave this world more peacefully. Am I coming along too? Adele asked. Grandfather Jonathan nodded. Yes. That's great. Having left China at the age of 3, Adele only had a vague memory of it, remembering just that the people there were warm and that there was not such severe racial discrimination. But if I go back, what about Martha? Adele was also worried about her good friend Martha. Jonathan spoke earnestly. People have to grow up. Martha can't always live under your protection. This could be a good opportunity for her to find her own space to grow. Okay, Adele nodded. Then I need to use this time to teach her some self-defense. What the family didn't know was that their nephews and nieces had heard their entire conversation. A bearded, burly man angrily pressed the switch. This is outrageous. Those two old fools actually want to leave our family's wealth to an outsider. No way. A short-haired woman with elaborate makeup stood up from the chair. We absolutely cannot let this happen. What should we do? They're about to go to Kong City in China. A chubby man sitting in the corner spoke. The bearded, burly man continued. We'll take a trip to Kong City too. No matter what, we can't let the wealth fall into the hands of an outsider. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11:13 No Coincidence Makes a Book _5. The fat man said, I think we need to plan this out slowly. I actually have an idea. A cunning look flashed across the short-haired woman's eyes. What? The bearded burly man asked. The short-haired woman continued. Doesn't Adele want to find her biological parents? Let's let her find them. What do you mean? The fat man squinted his eyes. The short-haired woman waved at the two men. Both men immediately understood and walked over to her, leaning in their heads. The short-haired woman whispered to them. Upon hearing her words, a sinister smile appeared on both men's faces. The fat man continued. No delay. We should head to Kong City tomorrow and arrange everything beforehand. Yes, the other two nodded. You're right. We'll depart tomorrow. The next morning, N.I. Yang and M.O. Chishan returned to the manor. Zhao Yu said, Mom, you are too biased, going off to have fun with your man secretly and not taking me with you. What did you call me? Mo Chishan looked at Zhao Yu. Zhao Yu shivered inexplicably, feeling a bit guilty. That's what Mom calls you when you're not at home. After speaking, Zhao Yu quickly raised 3 fingers. I won't call you that again, I swear. And Ai Yang laughed at Zhao Yu. Look at you. You're just like your dad in character. Zhao Yu said, like father, like son. Who told me to be my dad's real son? Right, Dad? Mo Chishan took a sip of his milk. I don't have such a disrespectful daughter. Zhao Yu corrected. Dad, you mean disrespectful son. Duo, you are a girl now. And Ai Yang reminded Zhao Yu. Who says? Zhao Yu firmly said. I have always been a real man, even purer than real men. Since Kong City doesn't have an airport, Adele and Jonathan had to deplane in Beijing, then take a green-skin train from Beijing to Kong City. Grandma Anna was not in good health, and riding the airplane exacerbated it. She was immediately taken to the People's Hospital of Beijing upon alighting. The chief doctor said, currently, Western medicine is unable to cure the patient's illness, but you could try traditional Chinese medicine. Traditional Chinese medicine? Adele asked puzzledly. What is traditional Chinese medicine? Although she had studied Chinese culture over the years, she hadn't touched upon medical issues. The doctor continued. Traditional Chinese medicine is China's inherited medical skills, passed down for thousands of years. Coincidentally, I know a young divine doctor, but unfortunately, she is not in the country at the moment. However, you might consider visiting Dr. Wang, who is said to be that divine doctor's mentor. Adele smiled. That's wonderful. Could you give me Dr. Wang's address? Of course. Led by the doctor's instructions, Adele brought her grandmother to old Dr. Wang's home. After taking the pulse, old Wang stroked his beard. This is a case of disliking cold. Disliking cold? What do you mean by that? Is there a cure? Jonathan asked impatiently. Old Wang continued. Simply put, due to internal obstruction of heat pathogens, essential yang energy is blocked, leading to symptoms. Because the patient has not received the correct treatment up until now, the condition has worsened. If you had come a month earlier, I would still have been able to cure her. But now, there is nothing I can do. Adele's face changed. So what can we do now? Isn't there anything you can do? Old Wang said, I can only relieve the patient's cough and physical pain. How much longer do I have? Luana looked at Old Wang. Old Wang signaled 6 with his hand. Luona's face changed, covering her chest. Only 6 days left? Adele and Jonathan were also shocked. Old Wang shook his head. 6 months left. Hearing this, Luana breathed a sigh of relief. 6 months is enough. With 6 months, they definitely can find Adele's biological parents. After speaking, Luana continued. Can you alleviate my pain? Yes. Old Wang nodded his head. Luana said, Thank you so much. Having endured the torment of illness for days, she was truly fed up, and the prospect of 6 months of normal life made her very happy. Adele couldn't accept that her grandmother only had 6 months left, hugging Grandma, I won't let you die. As people from M country view life and death rather casually, Luana smiled and said, In China, there's an old saying, everyone dies in the end. Birth and death are just mundane parts of human existence. It's nothing to fuss about. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1114 No Coincidence makes a book_6. Upon hearing this, Elder Wang looked at Luna with some surprise, only then realizing that the 2 elderly were foreigners, while this young girl had the face of a Chinese. Elder Wang prescribed several traditional Chinese medicines for Luana, advising her to rest and assuring that her symptoms would ease within 10 days. As per Luana's wish, they decided to stay in Beijing for a few days, taking the opportunity to explore the capital of China. The next day, Luana, holding a map, led her grandparents to the Great Wall. The Great Wall was magnificent. Standing atop its ramparts, Luana was in awe and took many photos of her grandparents. Then, she handed her camera to a passerby. Could you help us take a picture, please? Sure, no problem. The passerby took the phone. Just as the passerby pressed the shutter, He ran off with the camera. Adele was startled at first, but then quickly reacted and chased after him shouting, "Catch the thief! Catch the thief!" The thief ran desperately, quickly outpacing Adele. Adele was panting heavily. Just then, a young man in a trench coat suddenly dashed over from the side and swiftly subdued the thief to the ground with a neat capture move. Clap, clap, clap. Applause erupted all around. "Comrade, hey, raise your camera." He tossed the camera to Adele. Adele caught the camera and said, "Sir, thank you so much. God will surely bless you." Finding her manner of speaking a bit odd, the young man looked up at Adele. Adele continued, "My name is Adele Jansen, from M Country. You could just call me Adele. May I ask the name of the brave sir who helped us?" "Shangwan Su." "Yes, this man was none other than Shangwan Su." "Mr. Shangwan, thank you." Adele bowed deeply to Shangwan Su. Drawing one's sword to help at the sight of injustice is a traditional virtue of China. No need for thanks. After saying this, Shangwan Su left with the thief in tow. Adele watched Shangwan Zu's retreating figure, her eyes filled with sparkling stars. So handsome. She had never seen someone so handsome before. Those weaklings in M Country couldn't compare to him at all. Since finding her relatives was urgent, Adele and her grandparents left Beijing by car more than a week later and headed to Kong City. During that week, Adele visited the Great Wall many times but never encountered Shangwan Su again. After staying in M Country for about 10 days, Ai Yang and Zhao Yu returned to China. Mo Qishan could not return to China for the time being. He had to wait until Mo Baichuan's wedding day. During those 10 days, Ai Yang took Zhao Yu to many tourist sites in M Country and even rode in Mo Qishan's private plane with him. Zhao Yu exclaimed, "I didn't realize my dad was so impressive." Because of the rumors heard in Beijing about Mo Qishan, Zhao Yu had thought Mo Qishan was just as unsavory as the rumors suggested. It turned out not to be the case at all. Her dad was the most awesome dad in the world. A dad who made the big shots in M Country pale in comparison. Ai Yang patted Zhao Yu's head and coughed lightly. "Am I not impressive as well?" Zhao Yu smiled. "Impressive. Both of you are very impressive. I want to be as formidable as you someday." Ai Yang gave a thumbs up. "Go for it. I believe you can do it. But kid, you really are a girl." Zhao Yu replied, "I don't care. I'm a boy anyway." Ai Yang slightly raised her eyebrows, but didn't say much more. Coincidentally, just as Adele and her grandparents settled in Kong City, they discovered a missing daughter poster on a telephone pole next to their inn. Moreover, the information on the missing daughter poster virtually matched Adele's situation. 16 years ago, unable to provide for their daughter, they had sent her to an orphanage. 3 years later, the daughter was adopted by a foreign couple. Seeing this, Jonathan excitedly said, "Adele, this must have been posted by your biological parents." Adele frowned slightly. "This is too coincidental. Plus, they clearly knew I was adopted by you. Why would they post this here? Shouldn't they have posted it in M Country instead?" Jonathan said, "The Chinese often say that a coincidence speaks to destiny. Maybe this is fate. As for why they posted the notice in Kong City, perhaps they thought we were settling here. No one else knows we came to Kong City. To prevent others from sabotaging, they had deliberately concealed the news of going abroad." "Is that so?" Adele was still somewhat in disbelief. "If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible." Chapter 11:15, The Appraisal Result. They are biological sisters. How should I put it? Adele always felt that this was too coincidental. They had just arrived in Kong City, and this family in Kong City started looking for their daughter. Jonathan continued, "Isn't there an address on this? Let's go take a look." "Isn't this too rash?" said Adele. Jonathan said, "If we were just recognizing relatives like this, then indeed it would be too rash. But after we confirm the situation, we still need to do a paternity test." "Don't worry, Adele. With a paternity test, we won't recognize the wrong person." Lona nodded. "I think your grandfather is right. Now, with a paternity test, we're not afraid of recognizing the wrong person." Hearing this, Adele also breathed a sigh of relief. The three went to the address listed on the notice, looking for the daughter. As soon as these three left, three blonde-haired, blue-eyed people from M Country appeared behind them. If Jonathan were there, he would definitely recognize that these three were his nephew Danton, Albert, and his niece Beth. Beth removed her sunglasses, the corner of her mouth curving in an arc, hooked. "Albert, it's your turn now," Albert said with a smile. "Don't worry. Leave the hospital to me," Danton said. "These two old folks would never dream that we are in control of everything." Adele and her grandparents visited the family from the notice looking for their daughter. This was a very common worker family, currently with 3 sons and 1 daughter. According to them, Adele was their 5th child and the youngest, and they sent Adele to the orphanage due to various reasons at the time. "My 5th child. My poor girl, Mom finally found you." The middle-aged woman claiming to be Adele's biological mother, Lee Inouye, hugged Adele and sobbed with excitement. Adele, being hugged, was somewhat at a loss. Is this really her birth mother? Something felt a bit off. The middle-aged man claiming to be Adele's biological father, Wang Qingshan, was holding La and Jonathan's hands, expressing gratitude. Thank you for raising my 5th daughter to adulthood," Jonathan said. "Sir, please calm down a bit. Right now, we only suspect that Adele is your child, but whether she truly is your child, we can only be sure after a paternity test." Wang Qingshan cried. "She must be our child. Of course. They say blood is thicker than water. Both my wife and I can feel it." Li Yinhua also said, yes, we can feel it." Adele, supporting Li Yinyu's shoulder, said, "Auntie, please don't be so emotional. The results are not out yet. I might not be your daughter." The greater the hope, the greater the disappointment. Adele didn't want to let herself down, nor did she want to disappoint this middle-aged couple. Li Yinhua, while wiping away tears, said, "My 5th child, you're my 5th child. 16 years have passed. Mom finally sees you. You don't know how much Mom missed you these years. I dreamt about you. 5th child, you've grown up, and you've become beautiful. My 5th child is so good-hearted. Now you even know to come back, to recognize your mother." Lona, who had been silent, finally spoke. "We should go to the hospital first." Li Yinhua said, "My 5th child is really my daughter. If you don't trust us and must go to the hospital, then let's just go." Eventually, everyone went to the hospital together. They had to wait for the results of the paternity test, which wouldn't be immediately available. That evening, upon the enthusiastic invitation of Wang Qingshan and Li Yinhua, Adele and her grandparents stayed for dinner. All 3 sons and the daughter of Wang Qingshan and Li Yinhua also came back. Jonathan observed carefully. Although the Wang family's living conditions were not good, the couple still offered the best they had to host them. The meal had fish and meat. According to Jonathan's understanding, ordinary families currently could only afford to have meat on festive occasions. It seemed they truly attached great importance to Adele, their long-lost daughter. After dinner, Wang Qingshan and Li Yinhua personally escorted the 3 to the inn. After returning home, the eldest son Wang Li said, "Mom and Dad, I remember that our little sister had a birthmark the size of a bowl on her face, but that child raised by foreigners doesn't seem to be our little sister, right?" The Wang family indeed had a young daughter who was abandoned, not because they couldn't afford to raise her or because of other reasons, but because this young daughter had an ugly birthmark on her face. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11:16 Appraisal Result. They are biological sisters. _2. She is your little sister, Li Yinhua said after taking a sip of water, her tone full of conviction. The second son, Wang, he said, "I also remember that our little sister had a scar on her face." The third son, Wang Jia, nodded as well. Li Yinhua continued, "From today on, forget about the scar on your little sister's face, and don't mention it to anyone else." "You mother is right," said Qingshan. "That girl, what's her name, Adele, is your little sister." "Honey, what's that girl's name again?" Li Yinhua replied, "Her name is Adele." Qingshan nodded, Yes, Adele. Why though? Wang Yi frowned slightly. She clearly isn't our little sister. This is unfair to the real little sister. Li Yingyue explained. This Adele has been raised overseas since she was young. I've heard that the people who raised her were those two old men and old women. They're capitalists in a foreign country, also known as entrepreneurs. They have about a dozen factories in M country, with total assets of several billion yuan. If Adele becomes your little sister, maybe in the future, they can each appoint one of you 4 siblings as a CEO, and you can work in an office. All you'd have to do is count money every day. Li Yingyue wasn't a fool. Those foreigners were trying to conspire against her, but they weren't cunning enough. They were using her, but wasn't she also using them? Once they claimed Adele as their daughter, they wouldn't have to worry about the rest of their lives. Upon hearing this, Wang Yi widened his eyes. My God, Adele's family is so wealthy? That's right. So from now on, Adele is your sister, and you are her real brothers and sister. If you have nothing else to do, visit Adele more often and cultivate the sibling relationship. Their family is so rich that even a bit of spare change from their pockets is enough for our family to spend. Wang Yi said excitedly, all right, Mom. If you had told us earlier how wealthy they were, we would have treated Adele even better just now. The 4th daughter, Wang Rui, asked, Mom, how much is several billion yuan? Wang Rui wasn't well educated and didn't have a good concept of money. To her, several billion yuan was just a number. Li Yingyue thought for a moment, then said several billion yuan can buy 100 airplanes flying in the sky. 100 airplanes? Wang Rui exclaimed. Oh my gosh, Adele's family is that rich. Ordinary people can't even afford to fly on a plane, yet Adele's family can buy 100 airplanes. They must be extremely wealthy. Looks like one should never judge a book by its cover. Li Yingyue continued. Do you still mind that she is your sister? Wang Rui shook her head hurriedly. Not anymore, not at all. How could she complain when her family is so rich? Then, Wang Li pitched in. Since they have so much money, Mom, how much do you think she will give us? Li Yingyue replied. If they have 10 billion yuan, then they should give each of you at least 1 billion. Adele is their daughter. Luana and Jonathan don't have children of their own, and eventually, all of that wealth will belong to their family. What, they don't have 10 billion yuan? Li Yingyue added. Then they'll give you several tens of millions each. Don't worry, Adele is your sister, and her money is your money. Once the relationship is set here, we'll have her buy houses and cars for our family. So, does that mean I won't have to work anymore? Wang Rui suddenly became excited. Li Yingyue nodded and spoke with a look of longing. Of course, not only will you not have to work, but we'll also have nannies to take care of us. That's fantastic. Wang Li suddenly realized something was off. Wait, weren't they supposed to do a paternity test? With today's advanced technology, what if the test shows Adele is not our little sister? This Adele wasn't really their child, and Wang Li found the matter to be rather mysterious. Li Yingyue smiled and replied, You don't need to worry about that. Someone has already arranged everything. Wang Li asked, Mom, what's really going on here? He couldn't help feeling that Adele's arrival was too abrupt, and besides, why would their parents post a notice searching for their daughter? None of this seemed to make sense. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11:17 Appraisal Result. They are biological sisters. _3. Li Yingyue continued. There are some things you don't need to know too clearly. You just need to wait peacefully for the wealthy days ahead. Wang Qingshan nodded in agreement. Your mother is right. Hearing this, the children did not ask further. Meanwhile, at the inn, Jonathan asked Adele how she was feeling today. Adele replied, Nothing special, but they were quite enthusiastic. She had known since she was a child that she was adopted by her grandparents and had never met her real relatives. Seeing the Wang family now, she did not feel as excited as she had imagined. Jonathan smiled and said, Indeed, they're very enthusiastic, Adele. I feel like they're your biological parents. During this time, spend more time with them and develop your feelings. Luana nodded. Your grandfather's right. They're your only relatives in this world. Adele hugged Jonathan and Lorna. Grandpa and Grandma, no matter when, you are my family. Silly child, we can't be with you for so long. One day, you'll have to return to your own relatives, and only then can we depart peacefully. Jonathan and Luona's plan was to transfer all of Jonathan's properties and the factory to Adele once she found a dependable support in China. Since Adele was still not an adult, transferring the properties to her name without finding her relatives would risk her custodianship falling to Danton, Albert, and their niece Beth after their departure. Jonathan and Luona didn't trust these three people. It would be different if they were Adele's real parents. Thus, Jonathan and Luona were so eager to find Adele's biological parents to provide her with a reliable support. The next day, Li Yinhue brought a bunch of delicacies for Adele and affectionately called her fifth child. Adele felt a bit uncomfortable and said, "Auntie, just call me Adele." Li Yinhue said, "Fifth child, I really am your mother, even though the identification results haven't come out yet. But believe me, as a mother, my instincts are not wrong. Fifth child, you can't call me mom now, and I don't blame you. After all, I didn't raise you when you were little. Now that you're willing to acknowledge me, your mom is already very happy. Look what mom brought you. This is pork floss, these are dried apricots, and this is pear soda. To buy these delicacies for you, mom even spent all the savings at home." "Savings?" Adele frowned, a bit puzzled. "What do you mean by savings?" Li Yinhue paused and looked up at Adele. She had thought that Adele was smart, but realized that Adele didn't even know what savings meant. No wonder she could be deceived so easily. "Savings means money," Li Yinhue said. "Fifth child, these are the delicacies mom bought for you with money saved up over half a year. You can't get these overseas. Are you really short on money?" Adele hadn't paid attention when money wasn't mentioned, but now that it came up, she noticed Li Yinhue was wearing patched clothes. Li Yinhue had deliberately worn torn clothes that day. "Yes, our family lacks money. Otherwise, we wouldn't have sent you to the orphanage back then." Seeing her cry so sadly, Adele lowered her head, pulled out a stack of cash from her wallet, and handed it to Li Yinhue. "Auntie, take this for your expenses." Li Yinhue was surprised and feigned refusal. "Silly child, I haven't raised you for a single day. How can I have the face to spend your money now? I don't want it. Take your money back." Adele stuffed the money into Li Yinhue's pocket. "It's okay, take it. I'm not short of money." "Good child, fifth child. You really are mom's sweet child. Mom didn't dote on you for nothing." Li Yinhue cried as she hugged Adele. The next day, Li Yinhue brought Wang Rui, the fourth daughter, to visit Adele. Wang Rui had no other skills, but when it came to flattery, almost no one could match her, and she had a very thick skin. "Sister, your clothes look so nice. I've never worn such nice clothes from childhood till now." As she said this, she sighed. "Seriously, I really envy you. You've lived so well abroad. When I was young, I was never full or warm, let alone such nice clothes. I've never even worn new clothes. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible." Chapter 11:18 Appraisal Result. They are biological sisters. _4. Adele smiled. "If you like it, you can have this dress." "Really?" Wang Rui was overjoyed. "Uh-huh," Adele nodded. Wang Rui immediately packed the dress in her bag. "Then thank you, little sister." It seems that Li Yinhue was right. This Adele really is too naive. She deserves to be deceived by them. Having tasted a bit of sweetness, Wang Rui immediately picked up a pair of shoes and said, "Little sister, these shoes are also nice. They're made of real leather, right? They must be very expensive." "Actually, my dream is to buy a pair of real leather shoes. But unfortunately, our family is too poor. We can't afford real leather shoes at all." Seeing how distressed Wang Rui was, Adele thought it was just a pair of shoes, and it wouldn't matter if she gave them to her even if Wang Rui wasn't her sister, especially since she had many pairs of shoes. "These shoes are yours too," Adele said. "Okay, then thank you, little sister." Wang Rui immediately took off her cloth shoes and put on Adele's new shoes. Adele looked at Wang Rui's feet and said, "My shoes seem a bit small for you." Afraid that Adele might change her mind, Wang Rui hurriedly said, "It's all right if they are a bit tight." Decades ago in China, people still practiced foot binding. Foot binding is definitely more painful than wearing shoes that are slightly smaller. If the shoes are nice, being a little small doesn't matter at all. After putting on the shoes, Wang Rui took an interest in Adele's handbag and jewelry, again following the same pattern, and Adele felt too embarrassed to refuse, so she gave all those things to her. This trip was quite a gain for Wang Rui, and on the way back, she excitedly said, "Mom, that Adele is just like a fool. She gives me whatever I ask for. Let's come back again tomorrow." Li Yingyue said, "Tomorrow I'm bringing your eldest sister-in-law and second sister-in-law over. It wouldn't be fair if you were the only one to benefit." Hearing this, Wang Rui sighed with disappointment. "If I knew this would happen, I would have asked for more today." Li Yingyue smiled and said, "Don't worry, Adele will be your sister from now on. There will be plenty of opportunities in the future." Wang Rui nodded. "Yeah, that makes sense." The next day, Li Yingyue indeed brought the eldest and second daughter-in-law to visit Adele. The two daughter-in-laws, having heard that their younger sister-in-law Wang Rui took home quite a bounty yesterday, did the same today. "Oh my, fifth little sister, your watch is so beautiful. Fifth little sister, your necklace is really nice. I've never worn such a beautiful necklace in my life. Fifth little sister, your bag is also pretty." Adele was so bothered, she ended up giving those items to them as well. In the following days, Li Yingyue came almost every day, and every time she left with quite a few things, even not sparing facial skincare products. At night, Adele said with some frustration, "Grandpa, Grandma, how much longer will it take for the appraisal result?" Jonathan said, "About another month or so. These things can't be rushed." Adele nodded. Time flew by, and in the blink of an eye, a month had passed. Today is the 18th day of the 6th lunar month, also the day Mo Baichuan and Zhao Jingrong get married. To give Zhao Jingrong a grand wedding, Mo Baichuan had been preparing for more than 4 months, even arranging for over 20 wedding cars and hundreds of thousands in betrothal gifts, booking the largest wedding hotel in Beijing. At today's wedding, all the big shots of Beijing were present. Xiao Yingying was very excited. Cousin, Mr. Mog is coming today, right?" Mo Baichuan glanced at Xiao Yingying helplessly and shook his head. He had said many times that he didn't know Mr. Mog, but Xiao Yingying seemed not to understand. Seeing Mo Baichuan not speaking, Xiao Yingying became even more excited. "Mr. Mog will come, right? I knew Mr. Mog would certainly come." Zhao Jingrong, standing next to Mo Baichuan, curled her lips slightly. Xiao Yingying could never have dreamed that the Mr. Mog she was obsessed with was standing right next to her. But from today onward, Mr. Mog would belong to her, completely belong to her. From now on, she would be the most conspicuous woman in Beijing. At the wedding, the guest list was extensive, but Mo Baichuan looked around for a while and did not find an Aiyang. Did an Aiyang dare not come? Or has she gone behind the scenes to cause trouble? Definitely gone to cause trouble. After all, the person an Aiyang cares about is him, and the person she wants to marry is also him, so an Aiyang would certainly not let today's wedding go smoothly. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1119 Appraisal Result. They are biological sisters. _5. Mo Baichuan squinted his eyes, a confident gleam passing through his gaze. Soon, Mo Baichuan finally caught sight of an Aiyang. She was dressed in a jade green Chong Sam, hooking her arm on Mo Kishin's, slowly walking their way. The glazed clasp at her chest quivered with her steps, resembling ripples on water, captivating and enchanting. Looking at Mo Kishin by her side, dressed simply in a white shirt and black suit pants, his aura was unapproachable. His sleeves were rolled up to his elbows, revealing a stretch of strong, fair arms. One hand in his pocket while the other gently wrapped around an Aiyang's waist. Although he is known in Beijing as a good-for-nothing, at this moment, Their heavenly appearance brightened everyone's eyes. If Xiao Yingying didn't know Mo Qishan so well, she might have thought this good-for-nothing was Mr. Mog himself. Unfortunately, Mo Qishan was nothing more than an empty shell. With this thought, the curve at the corner of Xiao Yingying's mouth turned into deep disdain. This famous but useless Mo Qishan wasn't worth a second glance from someone as noble as her. Yang and Mo Qishan took their seats at the elders' table. During that time, Mo Baichuan kept his eyes on Yang, but there wasn't the slightest hint of emotion on her face. She maintained a calm demeanor from start to finish, as if she wasn't concerned about the wedding at all. Seeing this, Mo Baichuan slightly furrowed his brow. Wasn't Yang jealous at all when she saw him prepare such a grand wedding for Zhao Jingrong? Was she brewing some major scheme? Yes, surely that was it. He couldn't believe that Yang would give up on him so easily. After all, she had come to Beijing entirely for him. Although the wedding seemed to be going smoothly, there might be a conspiracy progressing stealthily. As long as Yang was here, the wedding couldn't possibly end without a hitch. But Mo Baichuan waited a long time without any incidents. What was going on? The wedding was almost over. Could it be that Yang was planning to cause trouble during the toast of the elders? Mo Baichuan squinted his eyes and, after all the proceedings, went with Zhao Jingrong to toast the elders. "Uncle Six, Aunt Six, this cup we toast to you," he said. Yang and Mo Qishan also raised their glasses. Yang, with a ready smile, pulled out the prepared token money and said, "My dear nephew and niece, may you have a child soon, and let Uncle Six and I become grandparents early." "Thank you, Aunt Six." Zhao Jingrong took the red envelope. Mo Baichuan squinted his eyes again, and Yang could still smile at this moment. Could it be that there was something fishy in that red packet, or maybe was there a miniature bomb inside meant to kill Zhao Jingrong? The thickness of the envelope could certainly fit a miniature bomb. With this thought, he quickly snatched the red packet from Zhao Jingrong's hand. "Baichuan, what's wrong?" Zhao Jingrong was startled. "Nothing," Mo Baichuan said while opening the envelope. Upon opening it, Mo Baichuan was stunned because, besides money, there was nothing else inside. What was going on? The wedding banquet was about to end. Was Yang just watching him marry Zhao Jingrong? "Baichuan, what's wrong?" Zhao Jingrong asked with concern. "Nothing." Mo Baichuan shook his head. "Just a bit dizzy. Probably drank too much." Zhao Jingrong knew Mo Baichuan was overly focused on Yang, beyond the concern a junior should have for an elder, but she didn't point it out. Because she knew, as Mrs. Mog, she would have to face all kinds of temptresses in the future. She didn't care what kind of man he was outside. All she wanted was to stand by Mo Baichuan's side. Back in ancient times, which influential men didn't have multiple wives and concubines? "Why don't you drink less later and let me handle it?" "No worries." Mo Baichuan waved his hand. Until the wedding banquet ended smoothly, Mo Baichuan saw no incidents occur. It was agonizing. Seeing Yang's smiling face was truly unbearable for Mo Baichuan. Could it be that he had mistaken her feelings all along? Did Yang really not like him? Was Mo Qishan the one Yang truly liked? But Mo Qishan was just a good-for-nothing. Why would Yang like him? He was the first to meet Yang. Yang came to Beijing for him. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1120 Appraisal Result. They are biological sisters. _6. Why did things turn out this way? Or did Yang have a trick up her sleeve? Mo Baichuan drank glass after glass, almost not refusing any, until he finally drank himself under the table. Zhao Jingrong recalled her mother's advice. She said that only a child can tie a man's heart, so she must try her best tonight. She was going to bear Mo family's eldest grandson. Although Zhao Jingrong had long known that Mo Baichuan's true affections lay elsewhere, what she did not expect was that in the heat of the moment, The name Immo Baichuan called out was that of another woman. In that case, she had to try even harder. After the wedding banquet, Immo Chishan drove an Yang back. Yang, our big nephew is married now. When shall we also go get our marriage certificate? And Yang leaned back in the car seat, her tone lazy. You're still in the trial period. What's the hurry? Immo Chishan said. Then when can I finish this trial period? There has to be a deadline, right? And Yang glanced at him. When I'm in a good mood, you'll be done with the trial period. Aren't you happy now? Immo Chishan countered. And Yang smiled and said, Have you done anything to make me happy? Immo Chishan barely lifted his lips into a smile. Not yet, but I will soon. And Yang turned her head looking at Immo Chishan. He'll be looking forward to it. Don't let me down, Mr. Immo. When have I ever let you down? Immo Chishan countered. And Yang raised her eyebrows slightly. Now that she thought about it, he really hadn't. She had no idea what big thing Immo Chishan was planning. Elsewhere in Kong City, the results of the paternity test had come in, confirming that Adele was indeed the daughter of Wang Qingshan and Li Yinwei. Upon seeing the results, Jonathan and Luana both breathed a sigh of relief. Adele having a support in China meant they could leave without worries. Well, you see, I told you, you're my dear daughter, and I'm your real mom. Fifth sister, after all these years, you can finally return to your roots. Every member of the Wang family was extremely excited. Who wouldn't be thrilled to find a walking golden mountain? Wawa, now that it's confirmed you're a daughter of our Wang family, are you going to move back in and live with us? Wang Qingshan said. Li Yinwei immediately nodded in agreement. Of course, Wawa, you've been separated from mom and dad for so many years. Now that mom and dad have finally found you, you should stay by our side and let us take care of you, to make up for all those lost years. Adele was somewhat overwhelmed. Were these people truly her dad, mom, and family? Why did she feel so out of place? But paternity tests don't make mistakes. Wang Rui continued. Although I really hope fifth sister can come back to live with us. Our home is too small, dirty, and broken. I'm afraid it would be too humble for fifth sister. Wang Li nodded. I think fourth sister is right. Our home is too run down. How can we let fifth sister live in such a place? As soon as he said this, Wang Li added, how about we all chip in to buy a bigger house and bring fifth sister over to live with us? While saying this, Wang Li looked at Adele and sighed. Fifth sister, it's my fault for not being capable. I don't even have the money to buy a house. I've let you down. By the end, Wang Li's eyes were red. Jonathan was moved by Wang Li's words. How much more do you need for the house? Since we're all family now, we'll cover the money. Wang Li's eyes lit up immediately. Grandpa Jonathan, actually we already had our eyes on a villa. There are many people in our family. Only a villa would fit us, but the villa is really too expensive. How about you just buy us a regular residential house we can squeeze in, just as long as it's not too shabby for Wawa? How much is needed for the villa? Jonathan asked. Wang Li hesitated. A lot, about 100,000 or so. 100,000 was but pocket change to Jonathan. Jonathan smiled. No problem. Let's go make the payment now. Wang Li was over the moon. He hadn't expected Jonathan to agree so readily. This capitalist sure was different. The family arrived at the sales office, and Jonathan immediately picked out a villa over 1,000 square meters. Wang Qingshan and Li Yinwei were ecstatic. They were just ordinary workers and never dreamed that they would be able to live in a villa in their lifetime. Among the happy were Jonathan's 3 nieces and nephews. Now, all they had to do was wait for Jonathan and Lona to transfer all the assets to Adele's name. Once the old couple passed away, they would become Adele's guardians, naturally regaining control over the assets. As for Wang Qingshan and Li Yinwei, they had no blood relation to Adele. Legally, their relationship could not be recognized. The Wang family was like a bottomless pit, asking for houses then cars, finishing with cars then asking for drivers, also wanting a nanny, their demands ever growing, completely unabashed. In just a few days, the family of 6 lived like nobility. Wang Jia, the third son of the Wang family, was an educated man. Mom and dad, Isn't it a bit improper for us to continue like this? Li Inue gave him a cold look. Wawa is my own dear daughter. Can't I enjoy the blessing of my own daughter? It's a daughter's duty to honor her parents. In Li Yinyu's eyes, all these treatments and things were rightfully hers. Adele is her dear daughter. Wang Jia frowned, but said no more. Jonathan and Loa also felt the greed of the Wang family. But no matter how greedy they were at least better than their nieces and nephews. After all, they were Adele's biological parents and wouldn't do anything to hurt her. Greed wasn't a big problem as long as Adele had a support system in China. After the wedding, Imo Chishan stayed in China instead of going abroad. Morris, still no result on that matter? In the office, Imo Chishan looked impatiently at Morris. Morris shook his head with difficulty. Not yet. Just then, Marcus burst in excitedly. Sir, the results are out. How is it? Imo Chishan looked up. Marcus held the document in his hands. You guessed right, Miss Adele is indeed Miss I.'s long-lost sister. Here are the test results. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11:21 Retribution, Recognition. Let me have a look. Marcus handed the identification results to Imo Chishan. Imo Chishan took the document, skimmed through it rapidly, then asked, Where is this Adele now? Marcus continued, They are now in Kong City. Marcus took the opportunity to explain the situation of Adele's 3 cousins. Imo Chishan nodded slightly. Okay, I got it. After saying that, Imo Chishan rushed out with the identification results in a hurry. The weather was nice today, so Enai Yang also joined the flower planting team. When Imo Chishan arrived at Jinghua village, Enai Yang was waving a hoe, fertilizing the wild roses. Yang, Brother Imo, why are you here? Enai Yang slightly looked up, her already pale forehead almost translucent under the sun, with the bright sunlight behind her. Imo Chishan was briefly stunned, then jogged over. Yang, I have some good news to tell you. What good news? Enai Yang raised her eyebrows slightly. Imo Chishan said, Something that will make you very happy. At this, Enai Yang suddenly remembered. This man had promised her a surprise half a month ago. Let's hear it. Imo Chishan handed the document he was holding to Enai Yang. Open it and see. What is this? Enai Yang puzzled as she opened the document. Upon seeing the content of the document, Enai Yang's usually calm face gradually turned into surprise, and she hugged Imo Chishan excitedly. Oh my God! Brother Imo, you aren't joking with me, are you? Do I look like someone who wouldn't take this seriously? Imo Chishan held Enai Yang and spun her around on the spot. Put me down quickly. I need to tell my mom this good news. Imo Chishan released Enai Yang. Enai Yang, holding the document, ran into the house. Mom, your mom is at the factory. Yang, what's making you so happy? Grandmother Zheng smiled as she walked down the stairs. Enai Tsuohua was now a career-oriented woman, spending at least 7 to 8 hours in the food factory every day. Her factory now produces not only spicy sticks, but also Haiching specialty snacks, which are very popular in the market. Enai Yang said, Grandma, Brother Imo helped me find my 3rd sister. Upon hearing this, Grandmother Zheng was stunned. What? Enai Yang repeated, Grandma, we found my 3rd sister. Oh my goodness. Really? Grandmother Zheng was both shocked and delighted. Really? Enai Yang nodded, handing the document to Grandmother Zheng. Look, this is the identification result. Grandmother Zheng took the document, her hands trembling. Found it. Really found it. Where's your 3rd sister now? Grandmother Zheng continued to ask. Enai Yang looked at Imo Chishan. Brother Imo, where's my 3rd sister now? Imo Chishan said, She is currently in Kong City. Kong City, Grandmother Zheng continued. Kong is over 300 miles away from here. 6th, how did you find this child? Meanwhile, Grandmother Zheng was also worried, wondering if this child might end up like Wu Yinyun, ultimately leading to hostility, which would be unfortunate. Imo Chishan went on to say, the 3rd sister, Adele, was adopted by grandparents in M country since childhood and came back to the country 2 months ago to look for relatives. Imo Chishan succinctly explained the situation. Upon hearing this, Grandmother Zheng breathed a sigh of relief. Then we need to hurry to Kong City to authenticate the child. Absolutely must not let that family deceive her. I'll call my mom and dad now. Then I'll quickly spread this good news to your grandfather and your grandmother. After receiving the call, Tsuewa rushed back from the factory, her eyes red with excitement. Yang, you're not joking with your mom, are you? Xiaomao really found your third sister? And Yang nodded, really. And Tsuehua continued, that's great. Really great, Xiaomao. Thank you for caring so much about our family. Imo Chishan smiled. We are all family. Aunt, you're being too formal. And Tsuehua wiped away tears excitedly. Right, we are all family. And Yang continued. Brother Imo said that third sister Adele in Kong City mistakenly recognized the wrong parents. We need to hurry over and bring her back. Grandfather Zheng and Grandmother Zheng said, we are going to. Shengwan Dehui said, Dad, Mom, you're older, a long journey might be too taxing on your bodies. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know, report, so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11:22 Retribution. Recognizing each other _2. And Yang smiled and replied, my dad is right, Grandpa and Grandma. There's no need for you to go. Imo, and I will just follow them over. Hearing this, old Master Zheng had to abandon the idea. All right then, go early and return early. Your grandma and I will wait for you at home. Okay. And Yang nodded. Kong City is 300 kilometers from here. You could drive there, no need to take the train. Without delay, they quickly packed a bit and set off for Kong City. At this time, there was no traffic jam, the road was clear, and they arrived at Adele's current residence, a villa, in about 3 hours. The door was opened by a nanny. Hello, may I ask who you're looking for? Does Adele live here? And Yang asked. You're looking for Miss Adele. She's not at home right now, the nanny replied. Are Mr. Jonathan and Mrs. Lana at home? And Yang continued. The nanny was just about to reply when a young man walked out from inside the villa. Who is it? The young master. They're looking for Mr. Jonathan and Mrs. Lana. The nanny turned around and respectfully said. This young master was the Wang family's eldest son, Wang Li. Wang Li looked at the people standing outside with disdain and said, this area is a high-class villa district. Mr. Jonathan and Mrs. Lana are not people that you poor folks can just expect to meet on a whim. You should look in a mirror and see what you even look like. Wang Li had been an ordinary worker before, and now that he was finally above others, of course, he wanted to display his authority. Meeting Jonathan and Luana wasn't going to be that easy. Who is it? Hearing the noise outside, Wang Rui also came out. Wang Li closed the door. Just some poor folk, ignore them. Wang Rui continued. Do you know where Grandma Luana went? What do you need her for? Wang Li asked. Wang Rui said, I'm out of money, asking her to give me some to spend. Then I'm out of money too. She's not at home right now. Shall we both go ask her tonight? Wang Li suggested. Okay. Wang Rui nodded. This family had already started treating Jonathan and Luana as their personal ATMs, stretching out a hand for money whenever they were out of it. If Jonathan and Luana refused, they would throw tantrums, saying unpleasant things, becoming increasingly outrageous and unbridled. For the sake of their granddaughter's stable future, the two old folks had no choice but to swallow their pride and endure. Wang Li turned Yang and the others away. Yang couldn't be tough with him. After all, they were here asking for help. What should we do now? Tsuehua said anxiously. They had finally made it to Kong City, but who would have thought they'd be met with a closed door? Shengwan Dehui comforted her. Daya, don't worry. Now that we're here, we'll definitely be able to see Yang. And Yang looked at Imo Chishan. The person just now, could it be the one who's been posing as Yang Yang's family? Imo Chishan nodded. It looks very likely. According to the investigation, the family posing as Yang Yang's relatives has 3 sons and 1 daughter. The eldest, Wang Li. The second, Wang Yi. The third, Wang Jia. And the fourth, Wang Rui. If I'm not mistaken, that person should be the eldest, Wang Li. And Ai Yang raised her eyebrows slightly. No wonder I felt he didn't look like a good person. Mo Qishan spoke in a detached tone. To be precise, none of the people in this family are good. At that moment, the pager in Mo Qishan's pocket beeped. Mo Qishan took out the pager and then said, "Let's wait here for a bit. Mr. Jonathan and Mrs. Lana will be back soon." "Really?" Enai Tsuehua asked eagerly. "Yes, Auntie, the message I just received should be correct," Mo Qishan affirmed with a slight nod. The message Mo Qishan received was accurate, and about 7 or 8 minutes later, a pair of elderly people with graying hair, walking with canes, approached. "Yang, that's Mr. Jonathan and Mrs. Lana." Mo Qishan lowered his gaze to Enai Yang. Upon seeing Jonathan and Lana, Enai Yang was stunned for a moment, recognizing them immediately from their previous meeting in M Country. No wonder during their last encounter in M Country, Enai Yang felt that the old couple's gaze on her was somewhat unusual. The reason lay here. Mr. Jonathan, Mrs. Luana, hello, Enai Yang greeted them with a smile. Jonathan and Luana, upon seeing Enai Yang, were also stunned. "Oh my goodness, it's you, the beautiful young lady." Luana went up to Enai Yang, gripping her hands in excitement. "I really didn't expect to see you here." Source, web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11:23 Retribution. Recognizing each other _3. Enai Yang smiled and said, "Maybe this is fate. Oh, let me introduce you. This is my boyfriend, Mo Qishan. This is my father, and this is my mother. Nice to meet you. Mrs. Luana, I'm finally seeing you," Enai Tsuewa said as she shook Luana's hand, her expression somewhat excited. Luana was a bit confused and also surprised. The last time she saw Enai Yang, she felt that Adele and Enai Yang looked somewhat alike. Now, seeing Enai Tsuehua, she thought Enai Kuihua's eyes were exactly like Adele's. If it wasn't for the fact that Adele had already found her biological parents, she would have almost suspected that Enai Tsuehua and Adele were mother and daughter. Enai Yang continued, "Mr. Jonathan, Mrs. Luana, we have some things to discuss with you. Do you have time now? If you do, I know a really nice cafe nearby." Enai Yang had noticed the cafe on the way here. Luana looked at Jonathan, who nodded. A few of them set out for the cafe. The cafe had a great atmosphere, very suitable for discussing matters. Enai Yang didn't beat around the bush. After explaining the purpose of their visit, she directly took out the DNA test results. "This is the DNA test report. Please take a look." Jonathan and Luana exchanged a glance, both seeing surprise and confusion in each other's eyes, before picking up the DNA report. After looking at the DNA report, Jonathan said incredulously, "How is this possible? What's going on? We've already done a DNA test, and Adele is indeed the daughter of Li Yingyue and Wang Qingshan. How could there be such a DNA report now?" This was too strange. In these two families, surely one was lying. But which one was it? Mo Qishan then took out another document. "As to what exactly is going on with that DNA report, I think your nephew Albert, Danton, and your niece Beth should be very clear about it." Mo Qishan paused, then continued. "This is their travel records, and judging by the dates, they arrived in Kong City half a month before you did." "What?" Jonathan stood up in surprise. "They came to Beijing too?" Mo Qishan nodded, tapped his fingers on the table with a casual posture, yet exuding a powerful presence. Luana picked up the document, and her eyes widened in shock after seeing its contents. The document clearly recorded the travel dates of Albert, Danton, and Beth, and even detailed what they did each day. "Who are you?" Luana looked up at Mo Qishan. Although this young man looked young, his capabilities were not to be underestimated. After all, these were cross-border travel records. Not just anyone without influence could obtain them. Mo Qishan replied indifferently. "Mo Qishan, you can call me Xiaomo." Jonathan turned his head to look at Mo Qishan, Mr. Imo, why should I believe you? And how do I know these documents aren't forgeries? I think these should provide proof, Imo Chishin said slowly as he took an envelope from his bag. Jonathan immediately opened the envelope, which contained color photographs. The backgrounds of the photos were in a hospital office, and the people in them were the doctor and Albert. These photos documented the entire process of Albert bribing the doctor. If you don't believe me, there's also these, Imo Chishin continued, taking out some additional materials. Looking at what Imo Chishin took out, Jonathan and Luona's expressions turned very ugly. Enai Tsuehua and Shangwan Dehui, sitting opposite Imo Chishin, were stunned. Neither of them had expected Imo Chishin to come so well prepared. If Imo Chishin hadn't prepared in advance, their trip might have been in vain. It seemed that Imo Chishin had put a lot of effort into this matter. After looking through all the materials, Jonathan and Luona sighed. They never imagined that their daily lives were being monitored by their nephews and nieces all along, and that they were completely under their control. Seeing the changing expressions on the faces of the two old people, Imo Chishin continued, "Do you believe me now?" We believe, Jonathan nodded. Forget the copious evidence. Even without it, just the fact that Adele so closely resembled Enai Tsuehua was enough for them to believe. Source, web novel. Com, updated by Novelove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11, 24 Retribution. Recognizing each other _4. As soon as he finished speaking, Jonathan continued, "Those three bastards. I will never let them go. My wealth, they won't get a penny of it." Before this incident, Jonathan had thought about leaving some wealth to his nephew and niece, but now, he doesn't even want to leave them half a penny. Imo Chishin smiled faintly. Cleaning the house can be postponed, but the top priority now is to reunite Adele with her own family. Right, you're correct, Jonathan nodded. Let's head back to the villa while we talk. Okay. The group left the cafe and headed back toward the villa. When they got back, the Wang family had already eaten. Wang Qingshan and Li Yingyue were lying on the sofa in the living room watching TV. Seeing Jonathan and Lona bring some strangers back, they said somewhat unhappily, "Why bring back just anyone? Our home is not some refugee shelter. Also, we have already eaten. You can check the kitchen to see what's there and find something to eat by yourselves." Now, Li Yingyue was not afraid of Jonathan and Lona, because she is Adele's biological mother. If Adele wanted to have a support in China, she must please them. 3 sons and a daughter of the Wang family came over from the other side, stretching out their hands, asking Jonathan and Lona for money. Wang Li, seeing Enai Yang and the others, suddenly felt they looked familiar, and squinting his eyes, said, "Why, it's you again? How did you get in again? Weren't you told to scram? Is this a place for you to come?" "The ones who should scram are you." Jonathan, unable to bear it anymore, slammed the table. "What did you say?" Li Yingyue suddenly jumped up from the sofa, jumping 3 feet high, and said excitedly, "You tell us to scram? Adele is our biological daughter. You have no right to tell us to scram." Jonathan angrily said, "Liars. All of you liars. Do you really think I don't know the truth? Mark, I'm here." Mark ran over. Jonathan continued, "Call the police. Arrest these swindlers." Mark nodded. "Okay, please wait a moment." Mark was the butler Jonathan brought over from M Country and was very loyal to Jonathan, never doubting his orders. Now, Li Yingyue and Wang Qingshan were somewhat panicked. Has Jonathan gone mad? Why call the police all of a sudden? He certainly doesn't seem to be joking. What the heck is going on? Could it be that Jonathan and Luana, these 2 fools, really know something? How'd they find out? Li Yingyue quickly said with a smile, "You're just joking with us? We're all family. Why call the police?" Exactly. Wang Qingshan followed along. Jonathan didn't want to argue with them, sitting on the sofa, waiting for the police to come. Seeing that Jonathan stopped speaking, Li Yingyue sighed in relief. She thought Jonathan was definitely joking. She is Adele's biological mother. How could Jonathan really call the police? The three sons and daughter of the Wong family did not take this matter to heart either, continuing to ask Lana for money. Watching the Wong family's attitude, Sui Hua, and Shangwan Dehui slightly frowned. This family's behavior is truly appalling. Luana and Jonathan, like Sui Hua and Shangwan Dehui, sat there in silence. Wang Rui, somewhat impatiently, said, "Are you going to give it or not? I am Adele's sister. Why does Adele have unlimited money every day, and I still have to ask?" "And you guys," Wang Rui said, looking up at Yang and the others. "Who are you? What gives you the right to stay in my house? Get out quickly, or don't blame me for being rude." Just then, the sound of a siren blared outside. Who called the police? A police officer in uniform came in from outside. "It was me." Jonathan stood up from the sofa. "Please arrest these swindlers." Now, Li Yingyue, Wang Qingshan, and their three sons and daughter completely panicked. "No, officer, we are not swindlers. We really aren't." Li Yingyue directly sat down on the floor, creating a scene. "My fifth baby, someone is bullying your biological mom. Why aren't you coming back?" But creating a scene was ineffective against the police. After understanding the facts and seeing the evidence provided by Mo Chishan, the family was taken to the police station. Jonathan and Lana, as victims, also went to the police station, but they arranged to meet Yang again tomorrow afternoon. Source: web novel. Com. Updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11:25 Retribution. Recognizing each other _5. The next afternoon, Yang and Mo Chishan arrived at the villa on time. Adele had already come back. The moment she saw Adele, Quihua's eyes turned red. Yang was also somewhat stunned, as Adele and Suehua resembled each other at least 50%. Luana personally introduced Adele. "Adele, this is your biological mother. This is your mother's second husband. This is your sister Yang, and this is your sister's boyfriend Mo Chishan." After these days spent with the Wong family, Adele felt a bit resistant towards her family members. She feared that these family members would be as insatiable and greedy as the Wong family. Upon learning that the Wong family were not her real relatives, Adele was greatly relieved. But when she heard that another group claiming to be her family had come searching for her, Adele was anxious again. She had discussed it with her grandparents last night, that if this family resembled the Wong family, they would immediately return to M country and consider other options. "Hello." Adele greeted politely with a bow. "Hello, child. Your name is Adele, right?" Suehua, with tearful eyes, took Adele's hand. "Yes." Adele nodded. "Child, I thought I would never see you in my lifetime, after Wu Yanyan's matter. So I've been very sad and distressed, feeling guilty that she hadn't protected her daughters well, and now being able to reunite with her third daughter." Suehua was truly very happy. "Very happy? Mom, don't be sad. We found our youngest sister now, haven't we?" Yang came over, gently comforting Suehua, then extended her hand to Adele. "Hello, Adele. I am your oldest sister." "Oldest sister?" Adele puzzled for a moment, then shook hands with Yang. Kinship is a very strange thing. Although it was their first meeting, Adele felt a sense of closeness to Yang. "Adele, this is our dad," Yang continued. "Dad." For the first time in her life, Adele uttered these two words. It felt very foreign, yet also very novel. "Child." Shangwan Dehui reached out to embrace Adele. After the brief recognition, Adele continued. "Mom, can you tell me some stories about my childhood? For example, why was I sent to the orphanage?" Having been educated in the West from a young age, Adele digested matters relatively quickly and harbored no resentment against her biological parents. Hence, she adapted very quickly. Suehua tearfully narrated their past. In fact, every time she talked about the past, she was in immense pain. Those scars that had barely healed were now bleeding anew. Fortunately, she had found her third daughter. Listening to the tale, Adele, along with Jonathan and Luana, all furrowed their brows, their eyes slightly red. None of them could have imagined the kind of story hidden behind Sawa. Adele, I'm sorry. It's Mom's fault for not protecting you well. I'm sorry. And Tsuehua knelt in front of Adele. Please get up. It's all in the past. There's no use blaming yourself now. Adele helped Tsuehua to stand up. We must also thank you both. If it weren't for you raising Adele into adulthood, she wouldn't have her life today. Shangwan Hui and Tsuehua bowed to Jonathan and Luana. The next day, Jonathan, Luana, and Adele followed them back to Beijing. Ever since Tsuehua and the others had left, Zheng Leoi and Zheng Laotai had been eagerly awaiting their return, finally managing to look forward to welcoming them back. After receiving their call about coming back, the three elderly people, along with Zhao Yu and little Enai Yun, eagerly waited at the entrance of the village. Finally, at 12 o'clock sharp in the afternoon, they welcomed everyone back. Adele affectionately addressed them as Grandpa, Grandma, and Grandma. Seeing that Adele was indeed different from Wu Yinyun, Zheng Leoi and Zheng Laotai were very happy. Enai Yang then introduced Zhao Yu and little Enai Yun to Adele. This is our youngest sister Enai Yun. You can call her Little Yun. This is my goddaughter Zhao Yu. Her nickname is Duo Duo. You can call her Duo Duo. Zhao Yu skillfully said, Hello, third aunt. Your great nephew greets you. Adele, not understanding the concept of a goddaughter, exclaimed in surprise, Sister, your daughter is already this big? Source, web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11, 26 Retribution. Recognizing each other _6. Enai Yang nodded in all seriousness. Oh my gosh. Adele covered her mouth tightly. This is just too incredible. Little Enai Yin looked up at Adele. Are you my third sister? Oh my gosh. Little Yin Yin, you are really so cute. Adele bent down and picked up little Enai Yin. Little Enai Yin was another sweet talker, and she also knew a little bit of simple English. She made Adele very happy in no time at all. So far, Adele was fairly satisfied with her family, just wondering if anything would change in the future. After all, the Wang family had been very nice to her at first too. Entering the Enai family's small courtyard, Adele couldn't help but exclaim in surprise, because the courtyard was really so beautiful. She had never seen such retro architecture before, and those two rose walls in full bloom were also very pretty. Jonathan and Luana were also full of amazement. Once inside the house, old Mrs. Shangwan brought out the food that had been prepared in advance to welcome them. Everyone had been riding in the car since morning, hardly eating anything in between, so now that there was delicious food, everyone ate with great gusto. Oh my gosh, this steak is so delicious. And this soup is really good too. Back in Kong City, they had never had such tasty Chinese food. After the meal, Tsuehua handed on our passbook. Adele, this is the money Mom has saved for you over the years. You keep it well. Holding the passbook, Adele was stunned. Before, the Wang family people were always racking their brains to ask her for money, but she didn't expect Tsuehua to actually give her money. It seemed Tsuehua was different from that family. Adele lowered her head to look. There was quite a bit of money in the passbook, a 7-figure amount. Mom, I have money. I can't take this. Adele handed the passbook back to Tsuehua. Tsuehua handed the passbook back to Adele. Adele, Mom knows this money might not make up for the hurt I've caused you, but you keep it, and it'll make me feel better. With Enai Yang around, the Enai family's life was very affluent, and Tsuehua didn't need to push herself so hard. She just wanted to give her daughter something through her own efforts. She didn't want to rely on others for everything, nor did she want to leave too many regrets in her life. Adele knew that if she refused again, Tsuehua would be hurt, so she could only temporarily accept the passbook. Seeing Adele accept it, Tsuehua also breathed a sigh of relief. In the afternoon, old Mrs. Zheng and old Mrs. Shangwan took Ana for a walk around the village. while Jonathan joined the team to start clearing the fields with old Mr. Zheng. Although Jonathan had been a businessman in his early years, he also harbored a pastoral heart. In order to welcome their new sister home, Shangwan Su and Shangwan, she specially took the time to come back in the evening. Seeing Shangwan Su, Adele's eyes lit up. "It's you." Adele remembered Shangwan Su, but Shangwan Su was a little forgetful about her. "Who are you?" Adele continued. "It's me. I'm Adele. Back at Tiananmen, you helped me catch a pickpocket." With that said, Shangwan Su remembered. "Oh, it's you. Wait. You wouldn't happen to be my third sister, would you?" And I Yang said with a smile. "Big brother, you and Adele already know each other?" Shangwan Su nodded. "She really is our third sister?" And I Yang continued. "Adele, this is our eldest brother, Shangwan Su." Adele probably knew a bit about Shangwan's situation, and that he was a child brought over by Shangwan de Hui, with no blood relation to herself. "Big brother, hello." Adele was very happy to see Shangwan Su again. "Adele, this is Sister Xiaoxi." And I Yang continued the introduction. Sister Xiaoxi. Shangwan, she didn't expect this new little sister to be so enthusiastic, and said with a smile, "Hello, little third sister." "Call me Adele, Sister Xiaoxi," Adele added. "I find it more intimate that way." In the evening, I Yang personally cooked, and together with Mo Chishan, the whole family had a lively reunion dinner. After the meal, I Yang walked Mo Chishan back. Yang, does this mean I can finish the probation period now?" Mo Chishan asked, and I Yang chuckled and nodded, the dimples at the corners of her mouth showing. "I hereby announce that Mr. Mo Chishan has officially completed the probation period and is directly made permanent." "That's great." Mo Chishan, thrilled, picked up I Yang and spun her around several times. "Wife, I really love you so much." The bright moonlight cast a mysterious veil over the two. After a moment, Mo Chishan let go of I Yang. "Wife, when can we get our marriage certificate?" And I Yang pondered. "We'll still have to wait a bit for that. Sister Xiaoxi is about to get married. How long do you want me to wait?" Shangwan Shi and Wu Qinjun were already officially together, and the parents from both sides had met. All that was left was a wedding. "Let's talk about it after Sister Xiaoxi gets married," and I Yang said with a smile. Mo Chishan added, "I heard from Mom today that they're going to set a date for the wedding soon." "Really?" And I Yang raised her eyebrows slightly. "What do you think?" Mo Chishan also raised his eyebrows. After sending Mo Chishan back, I Yang specially went to ask I Suihua about it. I Suihua nodded. "Yes, Xiaoxi is not young anymore, and we know Qinjun well, so your dad and grandma think it's better to settle this matter soon." Now that Adele had been found too, it was truly a double blessing, and I Suihua was genuinely very happy. In less than 2 days, the news of I Yang finding her biological sister had spread throughout the whole village. Wu Yinyun, who had been depressed at home, also heard about it, but she didn't believe it was true. She couldn't believe that a child who had been abandoned would forgive the perpetrator, unless that child was someone greedy for wealth and benefits. Wu Yinyun was getting restless and wanted to see for herself, so she went out into the streets. She happened to encounter I Yang, Mo Chishan, and Shangwan Su with Adele having fun on the street. The short-haired girl should be I Yang's little third sister. She was very pretty and warmly addressed I Yang and Mo Chishan as sister and brother-in-law. Gradually, Wu Yanyun's vision blurred. Why was everyone else so happy while she was in so much pain? Wu Yinyun clenched the tree trunk tightly, her knuckles turning slightly white from the force. Source: web novel. Com. Updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1127. May you gather much. This thing makes one miss it the most. Adele is very beautiful, her eyes as if they could speak. There was a time when she also had a pair of equally beautiful eyes. Now what? She didn't know when it started, but she had turned into this neither human nor ghost figure. Her great youth and bright future were all ruined by I Yang and the Ni family. If it were not for Ni Yang and the Ni family, she would definitely not have ended up like this. It's all their fault. In her childhood, they abandoned her. When she grew up, they personally destroyed her. Wu Yanyan's shoulders shook violently, devastated by grief. She didn't understand. Why did Adele so easily forgive the Ni family and Ni Yang? Can abandonment also be forgiven? Is Adele eyeing the Ni family's wealth? After all, the Ni family is extremely wealthy. Wasn't it Ni Yang, after all, who coveted the Ni family's wealth and thus concealed her true identity for so long? If Adele isn't after the Ni family's wealth, then she must have been deceived by Ni Yang. No, she can't let Adele be deceived by them. Why should she be the only one suffering so much? No way. She must expose the true nature of the Ni family in front of Adele. Wu Yinyan narrowed her eyes. Although Adele had passed through Beijing when she went to Kong City last time, she was in a hurry and only visited Tiananmen and the Great Wall. This time, Ni Yang and Mo Qishan took her to Wangfujing and Nanluo Guxiang. Nanluo Guxiang is the oldest street in Beijing, where you can see many ancient buildings that are magnificent and awe-inspiring. Standing at the entrance of an alley in Nanluo Guxiang, Ni Yang set the camera to automatic mode. How about the four of us take a photo together? Yes, yes. Adele nodded eagerly. During the photo, Adele naturally stood next to Shangwan Su and hooked his arm, a radiant smile blooming on her lips. Westerners are generally more open, and Shangwan Su didn't think too much of it. However, Ni Yang noticed Adele's little scheme. Every young girl experiences the blossoming of first love. Shangwan Su was handsome and had previously played the hero to save the beauty, so it was normal for Adele to fancy Shangwan Su. Let's split up for now. Mo and I will go this way. Brother, you take Adele that way, and we'll meet up for dinner at Guztianxiang. How about that? Ni Yang suggested. Hearing this, Adele was ecstatic. She almost shouted, "Long live sister." Yes, yes. Mo Qishan sensed the trickery at play, took Ni Yang's hand, and said, "Then Ni Yang and I will head this way. Then we'll go this way." Adele pulled Shangwan Su towards the other direction. This was Adele's first time seriously shopping, and she curiously inspected everything she saw. Before long, Shangwan Zu's hands were full of little trinkets. Folk art candy, candied hawthorn, donkey rolls, AI wo-wo. What's that over there? It looks so tasty. Adele approached a stall, swallowing her saliva. That's doji, a specialty of Beijing, not found elsewhere. It's quite an acquired taste. Not everyone appreciates it, Shangwan Su said. Why? Adele was curious. Doji is fermented, with a very unique and somewhat strange taste, so not everyone likes it. Many outsiders can't even swallow a mouthful of doji. But I see them enjoying it. Adele followed behind, gulping. Shangwan Su smiled. I advise you not to try it. You might not have time to vomit it out. However, due to curiosity, the more Shangwan Su said that, the more Adele wanted to try. Is that stuff really that unpalatable? But I want to give it a try. Adele tugged at Shangwan Zu's sleeve. Shangwan Su smiled. Then let's give it a try. The two sat down at the stall, ordered 2 portions of doji, and some snacks. Due to many customers, the service was a bit slow. Under Adele's eager anticipation, the 2 portions of doji were finally brought to the table. The doji was dark green in color and smelled sour and stinky, causing Adele to reflexively cover her nose. This smell is really unique. Shangwan Su smiled faintly. See, I told you, doji is not for everyone. Maybe it's like stinky tofu, smells bad but tastes good. She enjoyed stinky tofu immensely, so why fear a small bowl of doji? She couldn't let Shangwan Su underestimate her. Source, web novel. Com, updated by Novelove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1128, May You Gather Much. This object most evokes longing _2. Adele took a big gulp of the soybean juice. Yuck. This taste. It's indescribably unique. How should I describe it? It feels like drinking a bowl of sour, spoiled dishwater. Shangwan Su kicked the trash bin over to Adele's side. If you're not used to it, just spit it out. No need to force yourself. Spit out? She wouldn't do that. If Shangwan Su can drink it, why can't she? Adele swallowed the soybean juice in her mouth and gave a thumbs up. Delicious. Really? For real? Shangwan Su was somewhat incredulous. You can get used to this taste? Yes, it's really good. Adele picked up the remaining soybean juice and finished it in one go. As she drank, her taste buds became numb. She drank too quickly and couldn't help coughing. Take it easy. Don't choke. Shangwan Su stood up and gently patted her back. All done. Adele put the empty bowl on the table. Do you want another bowl? Shangwan Su asked. Adele quickly waved her hands. No. Just one bowl is filling enough for me. Shangwan Su said with some surprise. I didn't expect you to get used to the taste of soybean juice. Many of my colleagues from other places can't stand it. Adele said with a smile. I'm not picky. I'm easy to please. After finishing the soybean juice, the two of them went to other places to have fun. At noon, the four of them assembled at the entrance of National Beauty. It was Adele's first time at National Beauty, and as soon as she entered, she was amazed. Oh my God, is this a place to eat? It's so beautiful. What kind of clothes are they wearing? And Ai Yang explained, these are Hanfu, the traditional attire of the Han nationality. I want to wear it too. And Ai Yang said with a smile, they'll give you a set when we go back home. Really? Adele looked at Ai Yang with surprise. Really? And Ai Yang nodded. You're the best sister. Adele excitedly hugged Ai Yang's arm. The four of them went up to the third floor of National Beauty, and Adele was once again full of emotion at the stunning view of the third floor. Actually, before returning to China, her impression of the country could be summed up in 3 words. Dirty, chaotic, broken. After returning to China, she realized what the substance of a country was. A country with profound cultural heritage, no matter how battered by storms, war, and smoke, stands tall, endlessly charming. This spirit, this substance is something that Western countries don't have. And Ai Yang ordered a lot of dishes. First came the pre-meal desserts. Exquisite mousse cakes, delicious double-skim milk, and refreshing sugarcane and pomelo dessert. Adele enjoyed them immensely, having never eaten such delicious desserts before. After the desserts, the main dishes started to come out. Not only were these dishes tasty, but the presentation and plating were top-notch. Sister, can I come here to eat again tomorrow? After eating, Adele asked somewhat reluctantly. Although the meals at the Ni family's home were also delicious, the limited kitchen tools at home couldn't make such delectable desserts. Every girl loves desserts, and Adele is no exception. And Ai Yang nodded. Sure, but I might not have time to join you tomorrow. They'll give you the membership card, and you can ask someone else in the family to come with you. Having a car at home, it was quite convenient for Adele if she wanted to come. Okay, no problem. After the meal, Ai Yang and Mo Chishan went to watch a movie. Adele still followed behind Shangwan Su. She really liked Shangwan Su so much that even doing nothing, just standing by his side, felt incredibly satisfying. The next day, Adele hitched a ride with Shangwan Su into town. Originally, she wanted to bring Jonathan and Luana with her, but recently Jonathan got fascinated with gardening. Luana, along with Madame Shangwan and Mrs. Zheng, got hooked on playing mahjong, setting up their stools under the big banyan tree at the village entrance whenever they were free. Zhao Yu had classes at the training center, and little Ai Yin was too young, so she had to come by herself. Shangwan Su was somewhat concerned about her being alone. Adele, did you bring your pager? Adele nodded, pulling out the pager. I have it. Shangwan Su continued. If you can't find the way or run into any trouble later, remember to beat me. Okay, Adele continued nodding. After discussing a few things, Shangwan Su drove off to the bank, leaving Adele to stroll the streets by herself, planning to finish her walk and then go to National Beauty for a meal before going home. Source: web novel. Com, updated by Novelove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1129, May You Gather Much. This object most evokes longing _3. Wu Yinyun was worrying about not finding a chance to meet Adele alone, but unexpectedly, she ran into her on the street today. Wu Yinyun was very happy, ready to seize this opportunity to reveal the true faces of the Ni family in front of Adele. She lowered her head to straighten up her clothing before approaching to start a conversation. Hello. Adele was first stunned, then she replied, Hello. Wu Yinyun continued, Are you an Yang's sister, Adele? Do you know me? Adele was surprised. Wu Yinyun smiled. There's a tea house ahead. Let's go have some tea. Adele, seeing that Wu Yinyun looked pretty and didn't seem like a bad person, nodded in agreement. Upon arriving at the tea house, Wu Yinyun ordered a pot of Longjing tea. This is Longjing tea, a green tea from China, very fragrant. I bet you've never tried it before? Adele replied, I have tasted it. My sister also brewed some before, but she made tiguanyin, which smells similar to this one. Sister? Hearing this word, Wu Yinyun's expression dimmed. Is your sister an Aiyang? Yes. Adele nodded. Do you know my sister? Wu Yinyun took a sip of tea, looking up at Adele. Actually, I am also your sister. What? Adele's eyes widened looking at Wu Yinyun. A sneer curved on Wu Yinyun's lips. We are the same, both pitiful people abandoned by others. Pitiful. Adele frowned. I don't feel pitiful at all. Adele never felt pitiful. She was thankful for the people who appeared in her life. You were abandoned right after birth. Don't you think you are pitiful? Wu Yinyun looked incredulously at Adele. Adele shook her head. Not pitiful at all. What? Wu Yinyun furrowed her brows tightly, thinking Adele might be out of her mind. Pausing, Wu Yinyun continued. If you hadn't been thrown away when you were a child, you could have had a better life. All the hardships you faced are because they threw you away. Adele remained unexpressive. Before she was 3 years old, she had lived in an orphanage. The orphanage had many children, and the director could not take care of every child personally. Later, she was taken back to M country by her grandparents. Her grandparents were very kind to her, treating her as their own, but initially, everything in M country was strange to her, especially the language barrier. Eventually, after overcoming the language barrier and starting school, she faced severe racial discrimination. To avoid being bullied, she trained hard in various combat skills. Was it tough? Definitely tough. But Adele never felt it was tough. She saw it as a test from fate. She wanted to face challenges head-on, never bowing down to fate. Later, she finally mastered the combat skills. Although not extremely exceptional, she was more than capable of handling her peers. Looking at Wu Yinyun, Adele seemed to recall something. Oh, I know you. You're Sister Yinyun, right? Mom and sister mentioned you to me. Regarding Wu Yinyun, Ni Yang and Ni Suehua did not hide anything from Adele. Did they badmouth me to you? Wu Yinyun retorted. Badmouth? Adele shook her head. No, they just said there was a bit of misunderstanding between you and them. You knew about that incident? Wu Yinyun's voice trembled. Which incident? Adele was confused. That incident. The incident Wu Yinyun couldn't speak openly about. They must have told Adele. Now in Adele's eyes, she was a sister with questionable character. A bad sister. A sister who had an abortion, who was frivolous. Adele was bewildered. She didn't know which incident Wu Yinyun was referring to, because Ni Yang and Ni Suehua had never mentioned the incident about Wu Yinyun being deceived by thugs and going for an abortion. Adele had also never heard anyone else mention it. You really don't know? Wu Yinyun looked up at Adele, squinting her eyes. I don't know. Adele shook her head, then added, Is there something else I don't know about? Stop pretending. I know you know. Wu Yinyun, her eyes red, said, You must be laughing at me in your heart, thinking I'm just a bad girl. I'm shameless. An Aiyang was really too much. Why should an Aiyang spread her private agony everywhere? Source, web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1130, May You Gather Much. This object most evokes longing _4. What right does an I Yang have to do this? Does an I Yang have to make it widely known and let everyone look down on her? What are you talking about? I really don't know. Adele became anxious and a bit scared. She didn't understand why Wu Yinyun would suddenly become like this. This Wu Yinyun, with a fierce expression, was somewhat terrifying. Just calm down and speak properly. Adele reached out to hold Wu Yinyun's hand. In this world, there's no problem that can't be solved and no misunderstanding that can't be explained. Some things are better once they're talked out. Having said that, Adele continued, Sister Yinyun, I know you have hatred in your heart, but hatred is like a snowball. The more it rolls, the bigger it gets. When you hold a grudge against someone, your mind short-circuits, often trapping yourself in a loop. You become imbalanced and narrow-minded. As the snowball of hatred grows bigger, your life and your future become worse. Perhaps because of different childhood educations, Adele's thinking was more open. She would consider issues from a macroscopic perspective. When your perspective broadens, the points of contradiction and value of hatred all become smaller. Conversely, the closer you are to something, the more problems you see, and your mood also changes accordingly. So, your vision decides the pattern of your life. The larger your heart, the bigger the world you see. Those with petty minds will never achieve greatness. Do you know what kind of person an I Yang is? And you say this to me? Wu Yinyun retorted. Adele said, I think Sister is a very good person. She is kind and beautiful. Kind, beautiful? The past Wu Yinyun also thought an I Yang was such a person. But now, when she hears these adjectives, all she feels is disgust. Because kindness and beauty have nothing to do with an I Yang. You're wrong, utterly wrong. Wu Yinyun tried to calm herself down, adding, an I Yang is a hypocrite. Her kindness, her beauty, all a facade. She's venomous at heart, for the sake of benefit. She'd even scheme against her own sister. She doesn't deserve to be called a sister. What? Hearing this, Adele stood up with some dissatisfaction. How can you say that about Sister? She's not the kind of person you describe. Although an I Yang and an I hadn't detailed Wu Yinyun's matters. These days Adele had gone to ask Shangguan Su, and others about it. After all, Wu Yinyun was her sister too, and she was very curious about her. The things she found out told her that I Yang had already been good enough to Wu Yinyun. The Wu family's construction company was funded by I Yang, and even though Wu Yinyun and I Yang had fallen out, I Yang still hadn't withdrawn her support for the construction company. It could be said that without I Yang, there wouldn't be the Wu family of today. She is. You don't understand her at all. Wu Yinyun cried out loud. Adele took a tissue from her pocket and handed it to Wu Yinyun. Sister Yinyun, wipe your tears first. Wu Yinyun didn't take it but said, if you acknowledge I Yang as your sister, then you have no right to call me sister. I don't need a sister like you. You're too extreme. Wu Yinyun continued. It's you who are too materialistic. All you care about is the I family's wealth. Yes, the I family is rich, but that doesn't mean you can forsake your dignity just for some extraneous possessions. By doing this, you only make me look down on you. What are you talking about? Adele suddenly found herself not understanding Wu Yinyun's words. Don't you understand what I'm saying? Adele shook her head. Wu Yinyun went on. I'm saying you despise the poor and love the rich, being vain and superficial. You have your own two hands. Why don't you work hard yourself? Everything you want, you will have in the future. Why do you suck up to a bunch of disgusting people? If you keep going like this, you'll end up just like them. Adele then said, oh, I get it now. You think I'm reuniting with my parents and sister for the money, right? Isn't it? Said Wu Yinyun. If it wasn't for money, Adele wouldn't be defending I Yang and the I family at all costs. After all, the real victim here is her. Why should everyone side with I Yang? Source: web novel. Com. Updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 11:31. May you gather much. This object most evokes longing _5. Can't they all see? Not at all. Adele shook her head. I don't understand why you would think that way, nor do I get why you have such a strange thought. Anyway, it's not for the money that I acknowledge my parents and sister Yin. Don't make yourself out to be so noble. You just love money. Adele continued to shake her head. Sister Yin, you're really being too extreme. I think you should go see a psychologist. They can help you talk it through. If this continues, you'll become depressed. Westerners speak quite straightforwardly, and Adele is no exception. Given Wu Yanyan's current state, she really should see a psychologist. Depression is terrifying, and if severe, it can be fatal or lead to a misguided path. Psychologist. Again with the psychologist. Wu Yanyan was immediately provoked. Are these also Anai Yang's words that you're saying to me? Did Anai Yang discover me yesterday? Did she deliberately send you to humiliate me? It must be Anai Yang, because Anai Yang had suggested she see a psychologist before, and now Adele said the same. Why must Anai Yang always be at odds with her? Why? Is she so jealous of her own well-being? No, these are all my own words. Did I say anything incorrect? Adele was slightly bemused. Stop pretending, Wu Yanyan said angrily. None of you have experienced my pain. What right do you have to stand on a moral high ground and judge me? If it were you in my shoes, you might not be as magnanimous. Because of Anai Yang, how much suffering had she endured? Yet, she hadn't done anything to Anai Yang. She hadn't even taken a yuan from the Anai family. But they kept accusing her of wrongdoing. Where did she go wrong? Her mistake was probably coming into this world in the first place. Adele slightly frowned. Shakespeare once said that those who control their own fate stand at both ends of the balance, while those controlled by fate only know that God has given them their destiny. In fact, everyone holds their fate in their hands. Only those who don't believe in fate can live their best life. If Adele believed in fate, she would now be the second Martha, a Martha who faced violence every day. Sister Yin, calm down and think about whether what I said is right. I told you I'm not your sister. If you had a shred of shame or confidence, you would not call me sister anymore. Wu Yanyan suddenly stood up from the table, took out 5 yuan from her pocket, threw it on the table, and walked away. She never expected that meeting Adele today would turn out this way. This Adele, for the sake of money, for wealth and honor, had abandoned her own dignity. She really had no right to be her sister. Adele watched Wu Yanyan's retreating back, speechless for a moment. Not calling wouldn't hurt. After all, her impression of this sister was extremely bad. After returning home, Adele mentioned the incident to Anai Yang. Anai Yang's reaction was flat, but Zhao Yu was very agitated. My God, this Wu Yanyan has no shame. She was astonished. Upon finishing, Zhao Yu looked at Adele and continued. Third aunt, do you want to listen to Wu Yanyan's stories? Yes. Adele nodded. If you do, come over there. He'll tell you everything, every single detail. Zhao Yu pulled Adele onto the osmanthus tree in the yard. Zhao Yu told her everything about Wu Yanyan almost being sold, Wu Yanyan's bird-killing spree in a fit of rage, and so on. Adele only knew that Anai Yang had funded the Wu family's construction company and helped them out of poverty. She never knew that so much else had happened in between. Looking at it this way, Wu Yanyan really went too far. Zhao Yu, in tears, said, Third aunt, you don't know how adorable the bird named Doduo was. It could speak, dance, was charming and suave, but in the end it was killed by Wu Yanyan's sob, sob, sob. Adele did not know how to comfort her, so she could only say, a dead bird cannot be revived, don't be too sad. Zhao Yu hugged Adele, crying even harder. Time flies. Another week had quickly passed. During this period, Zhao Yu often loved to take books to Deming Pavilion, asking Grandpa Du whenever she encountered something she did not understand. Because Mo Chishan had asked her to keep him company when she had nothing to do. After all, she had had a good relationship with Grandpa Du since the time she was Duo. Source, web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1132, May You Gather Much. This object most evokes longing _6. Dude, what character is this? Since the time when Zhao Yu got a taste of Dude's ruthlessness, he dared not to call Dude a little jerk anymore. Ing. It was really too scary. Thinking back on his past self, Zhao Yu felt he was truly like a fearless calf that knows nothing of the tiger's might. Adorably foolish. Dude looked at the pair of hands draped over his shoulder with a bit of helplessness. Can you not stand so close to me? Zhao Yu said speechlessly. We're all men here. What's there to be afraid of? Dude unemotionally pushed Zhao Yu's hand away, keeping his distance. This is the character Ben in its rare form, which is homophonic to run and also means to sprint. Zhao Yu scratched his head. This is too difficult. It's just too hard. Being human is really exhausting. You're just too dumb, said Dude, twirling the Buddha beads without mincing words. Zhao Yu suddenly noticed that the Buddha beads in Dude's hands were different from usual. These beads were very red, shining brightly, making Dude's hands appear even fairer and more slender. Did you change your Buddha beads? What are these made of? The color is so pretty. Dude's expression remained unchanged. They're called blood Bodhi. Zhao Yu reached out her hand. Can I take a look? No. Dude refused directly. His sense of territory was too strong. No ordinary person should even think about touching his belongings. Oomph. Stingy. Zhao Yu rolled her eyes at him. But what the heck is blood Bodhi? Zhao Yu continued to ask. Blood Bodhi is blood Bodhi. Dude replied, his tone indifferent, not wanting to explain any further. Zhao Yu was really too curious. She remembered the name Blood Bodhi and went to look it up in books later on, finally finding such an explanation. Blood Bodhi is also known as sea red beans. There's a poem about it. Sea red beans grow in the south, budding a few branches in spring. I hope you pick more, for this thing evokes the deepest longing. Later, Zhao Yu found another line of poetry. The exquisite dice admit sea red beans, deep longing, do you know or not? Both poems suggest that sea red beans symbolize longing. Longing. Zhao Yu rested her head on her left hand. Who could Dude be longing for? Zhao Yu thought hard, but couldn't come up with an answer. For someone like Dude who might fall for another person seemed bizarre in itself. Maybe she was wrong. Perhaps Dude didn't wear the beads because they symbolized longing? Zhao Yu lifted her head to look out the window, where the moon was large and round, casting a layer of radiance over the earth, accompanied by the pleasant sound of frogs. Lulled by the frog chorus, it wasn't long before Zhao Yu drifted into dreamland. The 8th day of the 7th lunar month is a good day. Today, Wu Qingjin's parents and grandparents were visiting the Ni family. The parents and elders from both sides sat together to discuss the wedding date for the two children. After unanimous decision by the parents, the wedding date was set for the 18th day of the 8th lunar month. There was more than a month left from now, providing ample time to prepare various things. Wu Qingjun was in high spirits due to the joyful occasion. He didn't expect that he and Shangwan Zai's day would come so soon. Shangwan, she also didn't expect that in the end, she would walk down the aisle with Wu Qingjun. And Ai Yang, smiling, said, Sister Xiaoxi, you don't need to buy roses for the wedding. Just have people cut them directly from the flower fields when the time comes. And after the wedding ceremony, they can be reused. And Mo Qishan, with his arm around Ai Yang's shoulder, added, Also, don't worry about the wedding dress and groom suit. I've ordered a set to be customized from France. Shangwan Zai's smile was tinged with shy delight. Wu Qingjun said, Then thank you, future brother-in-law. Although Mo Qishan's reputation in Beijing had hit rock bottom, Wu Qingjun didn't look down on Mo Qishan in the slightest. He had a feeling that Mo Qishan was a person who kept his cards close to his chest. Does your average Joe have connections to order wedding dresses from France? Mo Qishan said, We're all family here. No need for formalities. Wu Qingjun followed up on that. Xiaoxi and I are getting married soon. When are you and Yang Yang planning to hold the event? Mo Qishan turned his gaze towards Ai Yang. That depends on Yang Yang. I'm not in a hurry. Oh, you're not in a hurry? Well, I'm not in a hurry either, Ai Yang quipped, raising her eyebrows slightly. Now, Mo Qishan was thrown off balance and immediately said, I am in a hurry. Isn't it okay if I'm in a hurry? You're in a hurry? Ai Yang looked up at Mo Qishan. Yes, I'm in a hurry. Mo Chishan nodded slightly, and I Yang deliberately teased him, then I'm not in a hurry. Mo Chishan, Shangwan, she couldn't help but laugh. Yang stopped teasing him. Time flew by, and before they knew it, it was almost the day of Shangwan Shi and Wu Chenjin's wedding. The night before the wedding, and I, Sui Hua, came to Shangwan Zai's bedroom. Mom, it's so late. Is there something you need? And I, Sui Hua, smiled and said, Nothing major. Just wanted to have a chat with you. Then sit down, please. Shangwan, she patted the bed beside her. And I, Sui Hua, sat on the edge of the bed, and taking Shangwan Zai's hand in hers, said, Xiaoxi, am truly thankful to the heavens for giving me such a sensible and beautiful daughter like you. Am also very happy that, all along, you've treated me as if I were your biological mother. They say that being a stepmother is difficult, but Anai Tsuehua has never felt the meaning of this saying with Shangwan Shi and Shangwan Su. These two kids were too sensible. From the first day she was with Shangwan Dehui, they never caused her any worry. Now that Shangwan she was about to get married and leave, as a mother, she really couldn't bear to part with her. Mom, what are you talking about? Since you married Dad, you're my mom. And besides, you've been wonderful. There's a saying that empathy begets kindness. You've been good to us, and it's only right that we are good to you too. Also, I want to thank you. It's your presence that's brought warmth to our home. And it's you who made my brother, and I feel maternal love and the warmth of a family. Saying this, Shangwan she reached out and hugged Inai Tsuehua. Inai Kuihua's eyes reddened slightly. Xiaoxi, thank you. It's me who should be thanking you. Before Inai Tsuehua arrived, the Shangwan family was like scattered sand. The house always felt cold and icy. It was Inai Tsuehua who made this home feel more real. Silly child, don't cry. You're going to be a bride. If you cry and swell up your eyes, it won't do for putting on makeup tomorrow. Inai Tsuehua wiped away Shangwan Zai's tears. Mom, don't cry either. Inai Tsuehua nodded. Okay, Mom won't cry. After saying that, Inai Tsuehua imparted some words about respecting her in-laws to Shangwan Shi, then took out a passbook and handed it to Shangwan Shi. Shangwan Shi was startled. What are you doing? Inai Tsuehua said with a smile. It's just a little something from me. It's not much money, but just accept it. Mom, I can't take this. Shangwan Shi refused. Shangwan Dehui had already transferred all of the Shangwan family's assets in her name. How could she take Inai Kuihua's money at a time like this? Inai Tsuehua said, Xiaoxi, if you truly think of me as your mother, then keep the passbook. Shangwan she dared not refuse any longer. Inai Tsuehua continued, No matter what, us women must stand tall and not let anyone look down on us. No need to go asking men for money. Keep this money for now, and if there's an emergency in the future, you can use it then. Although it's not a lot, it may come in handy in a pinch. Okay, Shangwan she nodded. Saying she wasn't moved would be a lie. Source, web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1133 Wedding Surprise. Seeing that Shangwan she no longer refused, and I Tsuehua also sighed with relief. Xiaoxi, even though you are about to get married, you must remember this will always be your home. We will always be your family. If Chun Jun ever dares to bully you, just come back and tell us. No matter when, we will always be your strongest support. The saying that a married daughter is like spilled water does not apply here at Inai Kuihua's. In her early life, she suffered from favoritism towards males over females, and now she absolutely won't allow her daughter to endure such injustice. Mom, I know. Thank you, Shangwan she said, holding back tears which once again started to flow. Before Inai Tsuehua married into the family, Shangwan she had heard colleagues and friends talk about the tale of the wasp's tail and the stepmother's heart. Initially, she was somewhat uneasy. Later, she realized she had been worrying unnecessarily. With Inai Tsuehua, she felt the long-lost maternal love and experienced the warmth that a home should have, something she had never truly experienced before. Mom, thank you. Shangwan she hugged Inai Tsuehua. Silly child. What are you thanking Mom for? And Suehua patted Shangwan's eyes back gently. It's getting late. You need to get up early tomorrow, so go to sleep soon. Shangwan, she nodded. After Suehua left, Shangwan, she opened her passbook and was shocked by the number on it. The passbook actually had a 7-figure savings. And Suehua was a good mother. Her food factory currently had very stable monthly earnings, which she divided into 2 parts, giving 1 part to Adele and 1 to Shangwan Shi. The future money was all set aside for other children. She never favored one over another. And Suehua went to the room, and just as Shangwan Dehui came out of the bathroom, he asked, Daya, where have you been? And Suehua, walked to the vanity to remove her makeup. I want to chat with Xiaoxi for a while. Oh, Shangwan Dehui nodded, pulled back the quilt to get into bed. Time flies so quickly. In my memory, Xiaoxi is still a little toddler who can't even walk steadily. And now she's about to get married. And Suehua smiled. You've gotten old too. Shangwan Dehui was stunned. Aren't you also old? And Suehua, turned to look at Shangwan Dehui. I am younger than you by several years. Don't you know that? Shangwan Dehui said, What does it matter if you were younger? In the end, you still married me. And Suehua, she never realized before Shangwan Dehui could be so skilled with his words. She had always thought of him as a polite scholar. Soon after Suehua left, Yang also arrived at Shangwan Zai's room. Sister Xiaoxi. Yang. Shangwan, she sniffed and got off the bed. Yang smiled. Sister Xiaoxi, you don't need to get up. You'll just sit for a bit and then leave. With that, Yang continued, Sister Xiaoxi, you're going to be a bride tomorrow. How are you feeling? Are you excited? Shangwan, she gestured slightly, a little bit excited. But more than that, she was reluctant to leave this home. Yang handed the gift she had prepared to Shangwan Shi. Sister Xiaoxi, this is my wedding gift to you. Do you like it? Shangwan, she took the gift box, opened it, and covered her mouth in surprise. Inside the box lay a complete set of diamond jewelry, shining under the light with a dazzling spectrum of colors. Yang, this gift is too precious. Shangwan Shi, being a genuine socialite, of course knew the value of the diamond set was not insignificant. Just the diamond on the necklace alone was about 5 carats. Diamonds signify eternity and are indestructible, making them a very meaningful wedding gift. Yang raised an eyebrow and countered, Can it be more precious than the sisterly affection between you and me? Thank you, Yang. I really like it. Oh, there's one more thing I forgot to bring. Sister Xiaoxi, wait for me. Before Shangwan, she could react, Yang had already disappeared towards the doorway. Shortly after, Yang returned holding 2 red paper bags. Sister Xiaoxi, this is also for you. What is this? Shangwan, she asked. Just open it and you'll see. Shangwan, she opened the paper bags and was shocked again. Inside the boxes in the 2 paper bags were all gold jewelry. Gold bracelets, gold necklaces, gold earrings, all together weighing more than 20 pounds. Source, web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1134 Wedding Surprise _2. Yang continued, Sister Xiaoxi, don't laugh at me for being tacky. Though gold isn't pretty, it has the potential to appreciate. Right now, it's only a few dozen yuan per gram, but in the future, it might sell for hundreds of yuan per gram, and it holds its value much better than diamonds. In the future, the price of gold peaked at 450 yuan per gram. More than 20 kilograms of gold is also a significant fortune. By the way, I'm also giving you this house, and Yang took out a property title deed. The houses Yang bought are all located in the city center, and each one in the future is worth a fortune. Yang, they'll keep the diamond jewelry, but I can't accept anything else. Shangwan, she refused. The gifts from Yang were really too valuable. With diamonds, gold, and houses, Shangwan, she felt overwhelmed. Sister Xiaoxi, if you don't want them, you'll make me think that I haven't given enough. I'm going to be angry. Yang pretended to be upset. With that, and Yang took Shangwan Zai's hand. Sister Xiaoxi, please accept them. Consider it a little gesture from me as your younger sister. It wouldn't be right for you, my older sister, to get married while I, your younger sister, didn't contribute anything at all, would it? A generous dowry could give Shangwan she more confidence at her in-laws' place. Shangwan she didn't refuse, thinking about doubling the gifts when Yang gets married. After Yang left, Shangwan Su also came to talk to Shangwan Shi, and as a brother, his gifts were no less lavish than Yang's. Then there was Adele, who was also very generous. By the end, the three elders of the family also came together, and that evening Shangwan she received so many gifts that her hands went numb. Zhao Yu, being the poor one in the family with no savings, had recently been learning calligraphy from Master Zheng and decided to write a piece to give to Shangwan Shi. Zuoling was stunned when he heard the news of Shangwan Zai's upcoming marriage. How long had it been? How long had it been since Shangwan she broke up with him? How could she be marrying someone else already? Thinking of Shangwan Zai's family background and recalling his own recent hardships, Zuoling felt unbearable and went out to drown his sorrows in alcohol all night. Big brothers, as Zuoling lay his head down on the table, somewhat drowsy, a gentle female voice came from above. He looked up and saw a blurry face. Who is this? Zuoling rubbed his eyes. Who are you? Don't you recognize me? Big brother Zwa, the young woman sat across from him and poured a drink. Zuoling burped. Who are you? Do I know you? It's Wu Yinyun. Before Wu Yinyun had a fallout with the Ni family, she had shared a meal with Shangwan Shi and Zuoling at the same table. So she knew Zuoling and was aware that he was Shangwan Zai's ex-boyfriend. Wu Yinyun. Zuoling paused. Then, as if remembering something, oh, it's you. You're Shangwan Zai's sister. What are you doing here? Are you here to laugh at me? Get lost. Zuoling suddenly became agitated, his expression turning fierce. Wu Yinyun's smile remained unchanged. I am Wu Yinyun, but I'm not Shangwan Zai's sister. I'm just like you. We both have been abandoned by others. Zuoling stood up, swaying, and pointed at Wu Yinyun. You're not Shangwan Zai's sister. You're Yang's sister. Did your sister send you here? Is she making you come here to mock me? Wu Yinyun's expression turned sinister in that instant. She doesn't deserve to be my sister, and Yang doesn't deserve it. She has no right. Zuoling froze, then slapped his head hard. What's going on? He remembered those deep feelings between Yang and Wu Yinyun. When did they turn against each other? Could he be mistaken? Wu Yinyun, what kind of game are you playing with me? Wu Yinyun kept staring at Zuoling. Big brothers getting dumped by Shangwan Shi, marrying a fat woman instead. Aren't you very resentful? This was indeed a sore spot for Zuoling, and now it was being openly stated by Shangwan Shi, igniting rage in his heart instantly. Before Zuoling could explode, Wu Yinyun continued, Big brother Zwa, do you know who caused all this? It was Yang. Yang instigated the breakup between you and Shangwan Shi, and also that Li Tong. You would never guess Li Tong is actually Yang's good friend. It was Yang who deliberately sent Li Tong to seduce you. Source: web novel. Com. Updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1135, Wedding Surprise _3. If it weren't for Yang, you would be the one marrying Shangwan Shi now, and you would be the one basking in success. It's all Yang's fault. All her doing. Watching Zuoling's expression change bit by bit, Wu Yinyun continued, Big brothers, do you know how great Shangwan Zai's family is? Now, Shangwan Dehui has handed all the Shangwan family's properties to Shangwan Shi. In the future, Shangwan Shi will be the highest leader in the Shangwan group. If you hadn't broken up with Shangwan Shi, that highest leader would have been you. It was Yang who ruined you. The last sentence was full of deep hatred. She hated Yang. She wished to see Yang's family ruined and destroyed. Why should she bear all the suffering alone? She wanted Yang to share the pain with her. Yang, that bitch. Zuoling was completely enraged, grabbing a wine bottle and hurling it to the ground. Bang! The wine bottle shattered into pieces. Indeed, if Shangwan she hadn't broken up with him initially, all of this would have been his. All his. Oh right. Wu Yinyan continued to provoke Zhuo Ling's emotions. Big brothers, do you know who Shangwan she is marrying? Who? Zhuo Ling looked at Wu Yinyan. It's Wu Chunjun. Wu Chunjun has a very good family background. He grew up with Shangwan Shi, but Shangwan Shi doesn't love Wu Chunjun. If she did, she would have been with Wu Chunjun long ago. Why bother being with you for 3 years? Zhuo Ling narrowed his eyes. Then why is she marrying Wu Chunjun? Is Xiaoxi being forced? Wu Yinyan shook her head. She was manipulated. Do you want to know who manipulated her? Who? It's an Aiyang. Wu Yinyan continued. An Aiyang, like her mother, has always been vain. She looked down on you because you were born poor, so she tried to tarnish your reputation in front of Shangwan Shi. When that failed, she worked with Li Tong to seduce you. Hearing this, Zhuo Ling clenched his fists, trembling all over. Anger. He was so angry. He never thought that his and Shangwan Zai's breakup was all orchestrated by someone. Wu Yinyan slightly curled her lips. Big brothers, the vengeance of losing a wife is intolerable. Do you want revenge? Do you have a way? Zhuo Ling suddenly turned back to look at Wu Yinyan. Wu Yinyan looked at Zhuo Ling. As long as you follow my lead, I have a way. Really? Wu Yinyan nodded. Why do you want to help me? Zhuo Ling countered. Wu Yinyan smilingly said, because we have a common enemy. She's an Aiyang. Zhuo Ling followed up. How do you plan to help me? Wu Yinyan gestured for Zhuo Ling to come closer with a beckoning of her little finger. Zhuo Ling leaned his ear closer. Wu Yinyan whispered a few sentences into Zhuo Ling's ear. Listening, Zhuo Ling's face turned pale. Swallowing, he asked, can this really work? Why wouldn't it? Wu Yinyan continued. Big brother Zhuo, think about the life you're living now. Are you really content with spending your days with Chun Liabao, that fat woman? Reminded of Chun Liabao, Zhuo Ling fell silent. He was fed up with Chun Liabao. Sometimes he even thought it would be better off dead than live in such a demeaning way. Wu Yinyan, seeing the timing is just right. Big brother Zhuo, instead of continuing with that fat woman, it's better to be ruthless and make a big move. This is the vengeance for losing your wife. Since the Ni family won't let you live well, why should you let them live well? They dare to bully you, to disregard you, merely because they see you as a poor nobody. But, big brother Zhuo, although we're poor, we cannot be without spirit. We cannot let others bully us like this without a peep. We need to make them pay a bloody price, too. We need to let an Aiyang know that we're not to be trifled with. Indeed, Wu Yinyan had once again provoked Zhuo Ling. He nodded and said, all right, they'll listen to you. Wu Yinyan patted Zhuo Ling's shoulder. Then big brother Zhuo, you better go back and rest early. We'll meet tomorrow. Okay. The next day was the wedding day for Shangwan Shi and Wu Qinjun. Both the bride's and the groom's families were bustling, and so many people were coming to the Ni family to offer their congratulations. The wedding process was such that the groom would arrive at the bride's home in the morning to pick up the bride, then everyone would go together to the hotel. Source: web novel. Com. Updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1136 Wedding Surprise _4. Shangwan family held a Western-style wedding, and Shangwan she was wearing a custom wedding dress from France. A white wedding dress that was conservative yet not without trendy elements. The hem was a floor-sweeping mermaid tail, which needed 4 little flower girls to hold it up. After changing, when N.I. Yang came out of the fitting room, her eyes lit up. Wow, Sister Xiaoxi, I didn't notice you had such a great figure. A mermaid tail wedding dress required someone with an excellent figure to bring out its beauty. Shangwan she rarely wore form-fitting clothes, so N.I. Yang really hadn't realized that Shangwan she also had a good figure. Adele said with a smile, Sister Xiaoxi is the most beautiful bride in the world today. Zhao Yu ran in with a camera. Mom, shall we take a picture with Aunt Xiaoxi? Sure. Adele loved taking photos the most. How can you take photos without me? Du Jiao Jiao walked in from outside. And you can't forget about me. Liao followed in. The girls set the camera to automatic mode and took several photos around Shangwan Shi as the center. After taking photos, Zhao Yu asked Du Jiao Jiao, Sister Jiao Jiao, has Lord Du arrived? Ever since the Annie incident last time, Zhao Yu hadn't called Du Jiao Jiao Annie again, because it made her seem too old. Du Jiao Jiao shook her head. He's about to become a Buddha on the spot. How could he possibly come to such a lively place? Become a Buddha on the spot? Zhao Yu asked. Is that not an exaggeration? Could a person who can't let go of earthly desires become a Buddha? Keep in mind, Lord Du still wears a string of blood Bodhi beads on his hand. You haven't interacted with him much, so it's normal you don't understand. Du Jiao Jiao continued. This man is even more monk-like than a monk. Zhao Yu stuck out her tongue. Liao continued. By the way, whose idea was it to line the roadside with roses? It's just so romantic and beautiful. Jinghua village was never short of roses, so the main road today was lined with bright red roses on both sides. Shangwan, she smiled. It was Yang Yang's idea. She was busy with my brother and Mo Chishan and several others for an entire afternoon yesterday. In summer, if roses were directly placed on the roadside, they would definitely die from the sun. So N.I. Yang specially bought many glass bottles and filled them with a special potion, not only to preserve the life of the roses, but also not to impact their reusability. Yang, your idea is pretty good. When I get married next year, I'm going to do the same. N.I. Yang nodded. If you need more hands, I can come help. Liao said with a laugh. Yang, don't tease me. You're a big leader now. Who could afford to ask for your prestigious help? Speaking of N.I. Yang's current assets, her net worth had surpassed 8 figures. It was just that she had always kept a low profile and didn't act like a capitalist. If it weren't for witnessing it herself, Liao would never believe that a girl only 19 years old could achieve so much. Moreover, she believed that N.I. Yang's achievements were far more than what they were now. N.I. Yang would only grow stronger each day. N.I. Yang swept the lock of hair beside her cheek to the back of her head, her tone light. It's actually Sister Yao Yao who is teasing me. I'm hardly any big Buddha. Her current achievements had not yet reached 1/10 of those in her past life. She still needed to work hard. Downstairs, Gooden, Yang Guobao, and Mo Hudi were playing the blind man's bluff game with little N.I. Yun. Gooden brother, Debeo brother, Sister Xiao Dai, were you guys? Little N.I. Yun, with a cloth tied over her eyes, stretched out her hands searching around. Gooden, Yang Guobao, and Mo Hudi each covered their mouths, looking at little N.I. Yun with evil grins on their faces. No one responded, and little N.I. Yun was getting anxious. This anxiety often led to trouble. Her little feet stepped on a big stone. Smack! She fell to the ground. Yin Yun's sister. Gooden's face turned pale, and he immediately rushed over. Yin Yun's sister. Are you all right? Huh. Gooden brother, I've caught you. Little N.I. Yun hugged Gooden's neck. Now it's Gooden brother's turn to be the blind man. Gooden was still unsure of what had happened, checking little N.I. Yun's feet. Yin Yun's sister. Are you okay? Does it still hurt? Aha. Gooden brother is a fool. Gooden finally realized and breathed a sigh of relief. It's fine as long as you're okay. We'll be the blind man then. Yang Guobao put his hands behind his back and walked over nonchalantly. Tiske. Gooden is such a big fool. Source, web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1137 Wedding Surprise _5. Debeo, you can't call Gooden a big fool. Little N.I. Yun stood in front of Yang Guobao with her hands on her hips, declaring earnestly, although Gooden really is a big fool, you're not allowed to say it. Only I can call Gooden a big fool. Yang Guobao chuckled. Little Yun Yun, you're a big fool too. Little N.I. Yun responded, I've decided not to be called Little Yun Yun from now on. I want to be called Go Yun. Debeo, you should call me Go Yun from now on. Yang Guobao thought about it seriously for a moment, then said, "No, you can't be called Go Yun." "Why?" Yang Guobao came over and hugged Gooden's neck. "Because Go is a special word between me and Gooden. Only men in our dog generation can use it. You're a girl, so you can't use Go. That's gender discrimination." Little Nai Yun, rubbing her eyes, walked up to Gooden. "Gooden, I want to be part of the dog generation too." Gooden couldn't stand to see little Nai Yun cry. Hurriedly said, "Okay, okay, Go Yun. From now on you'll be Go Yun." "Really?" Little Nai Yun suddenly excited. Gooden patted little Nai Yun's head. "Of course it's true. When has Gooden ever lied to you?" "But what if DeBeo disagrees?" Gooden continued, "I'm the boss here. His opinion doesn't matter." Little Nai Yun immediately made a face at Yang Guobao and then joyfully spun around on the spot. "Great, great. From now on, I'm Go Yun. I'm part of the dog generation too." And Mo Hudi at the side. Are these three idiots? At this moment, little did the three know that the dog generation nicknames they were so proud of would become an embarrassing part of their past. Imagine this: a high-powered, stoic CEO, a righteous and upright diplomat. How on earth could such distinguished individuals be chased around and called Gooden and DeBeo? The scene is too beautiful to even imagine. After playing the blindfolded catching game for a while, little Nai Yun found it boring, so the four of them played hide and seek together. The Nai family was bustling with guests today, along with the villagers from Jinghua village. The scene could really be described as packed like sardines. At the entrance of Jinghua village, Wu Yinyun had been waiting here for a long time. She was waiting for Zhuoling. It had been 10 minutes past the arranged time, but there was still no sign of Zhuoling. Did he chicken out at the last minute? Another 10 minutes passed, and Zhuoling finally showed up, albeit late. "Brother Zhua, you finally came. I thought you weren't coming." Zhuoling was wearing a brand new suit and trendy toe glasses. "How can I not come? Let's go." Wu Yinyun nodded. Zhuoling then asked, "What should we do later?" Wu Yinyun replied, "Stick to the original plan." Zhuoling nodded. "Okay." Just then, Wu Yinyun seemed to smell alcohol and turned back to look at Zhuoling. "Have you been drinking?" "Yeah." As the saying goes, alcohol courageously boosts fear. He really needed a bit of liquid courage. A sneering light flashed in Wu Yinyun's eyes, and she continued, "Be careful later. Make sure acquaintances don't notice us." "I know." Today, at the Nai family, everything was lively. Far away, Wu Yinyun could see Nai, Cuihua, and Shangwan Dehui welcoming guests. Nai Cuihua was dressed formally today, with makeup and high heels, her smile very obvious. The saying "joy rejuvenates" was clearly evident on her. Wu Yinyun scoffed. Nai Cuihua was certainly interesting, disregarding her own daughter while hosting a wedding for a stepdaughter. If unaware people saw this, they would think Shangwan she was her biological daughter. Disgusting. Hypocritical. Such a person didn't deserve happiness at all. Wu Yanyun's hand clenched tighter inside her sleeve, her sharp fingernails piercing in her palm, blood staining her nails. But Wu Yanyun seemed to feel nothing at all, as if she had lost her sense of pain. In an instant, Wu Yinyun put away the malevolence on her face and walked to the side. There, little Nai Yun was playing hide and seek with her friends. Little Yinyun. Wu Yinyun squatted in front of little Nai Yun. Little Nai Yun paused, then excitedly said, "Hey, you're Sister Yinyun. Sister, you're here too." Despite her young age, and because neither the Nai family nor Zhao Yu ever spoke ill of Wu Yinyun in front of little Nai Yun, her impression of Wu Yinyun remained as it was before. Source: Web novel. Com. Updated by Novelove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1138 Wedding Surprise _6. Wu Yinyun hated no one more than Nai Yang, except for little Nai Yun. Because little Nai Yun was simply the darling of the family. Everything she ate, wore, and used was the best, and some items were even imported. Did she enjoy any of these when she was young? Starving, freezing, this was her entire childhood, and even as she grew up, she still faced these hardships. Life in the Wu family has only improved recently. Since the Ni family likes little Ni Yun so much, then shall ruin her by her own hand. This is what they owe her. What she couldn't have, no one else should have either. She will make the entire Ni family suffer endlessly. Wu Yinyun snapped out of her thoughts and nodded with a smile. Yes, Sister Yinyun is here too. By the way, little Yinyun, your second sister knows a place that's really good at hiding people. If you come with me, they definitely won't be able to find you. How about it? Okay. Little Yinyun nodded. So easily deceived. Maybe that was just her fate. Wu Yinyun sneered. Better dead and transcended early, hoping little Yinyun won't be reborn into the Ni family in her next life. Come with me this way. Wu Yinyun led little Yinyun to the other side. By the way, do you want some candy from second sister? Yes. Little Yinyun's eyes lit up. Wu Yinyun handed a piece of candy to little Yinyun. Strawberry-flavored fruit candy, also little Yinyun's favorite. Very sweet. Second sister, you are so kind. Wu Yinyun smiled faintly. Gradually, little Yinyun felt something was off and rubbed her eyes. Second sister, I'm so sleepy. Wu Yinyun carried little Yinyun over to Zhuoling. Brother Zhua, let's hurry. Zhuoling took little Yinyun. Xiaoxi hasn't come out yet. I want to see what she looks like in a wedding dress. Wu Yanyun's expression turned cold. Do you want to be discovered by others? Just a glance. Wu Yanyun furrowed her brows. No. Go with me. What's there to see in a woman who has changed her heart? Don't forget, she's getting married to someone else today. Hearing this, Zhuoling's expression changed. Right? Shangguan, she's going to marry someone else. What was he lingering for? He will make Shangguan she remember this day for the rest of her life. Zhuoling hardened his heart and turned around with little Yinyun in his arms. Wu Yinyun finally breathed a sigh of relief. Upon reaching the village entrance, Wu Yinyun continued, I've got the person for you. What happens next is up to you. I'm going back. Zhuoling nodded. Wu Yinyun walked a few steps, then turned back to look at Zhuoling. Brother Zhua, remember my words. Don't be weak and merciful. Little you might be young, but she's no good thing. We are ridding the people of a nuisance. I know. Wu Yinyun went on. Brother Zhua, remember this sentence. Kindness to others is cruelty to oneself. Zhuoling continued nodding. After saying all this, Wu Yinyun got on the bus home. Zhuoling also walked away with little Yinyun. At the Ni family, Debao the cat sensed something was wrong because he had found both Yang Guobao and Mo Hudi, but not little Yinyun. Debao's sister Xiaodai, little Yinyun, seems to have disappeared. No way. Mo Hudi was startled. I'll go upstairs and tell sister now. Yang Guobao said, Debao, let's look for little Yinyun together. Upstairs, Yang inexplicably felt her heart racing. Yang, I think I just saw Zhuoling. Shangguan, she came over from the corridor, looking uneasily at Yang. She had a bad feeling about seeing Zhuoling at such a time. Zhuoling. Yang squinted her eyes. Sister Xiaoxi, don't overthink it. He'll go check it out. As Yang reached the top of the stairs, she saw Debao running up panting. Sister Yang. What's wrong, Debao? Why are you running so fast? Debao was close to tears. Sister Yang. Little Yinyun is missing. What? Yang's face turned pale. She took Debao's hand and began to walk. Debao, don't panic. Tell me what happened just now. Source, web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1139 found Zhuoling Xing in Yang. Gooden felt inexplicably reassured and quickly recounted what had happened. We were just playing hide-and-seek with Debao and Sister Xiaodai, but although I found both Debao and Sister Xiaodai, I couldn't find little Yinyun. I checked all her usual hiding spots, and Yang tightly held Gooden's hand. Gooden, now take me to the place where you were playing hide-and-seek just now. Okay. Gooden nodded. The place where the kids were playing hide-and-seek was right in front of the Ni family's courtyard. Some people were chatting away, others playing cards, all bustling with activity. When Zhuoling appeared at the wedding, Yang already felt that something was amiss. Now, With Gooden running over to say little Ni Yun was missing, a sense of foreboding suddenly surged in Ni Yang's heart. Could little Ni Yun's disappearance be related to Zhuoling? But to little Ni Yun, Zhuoling was a stranger. Little Ni Yun was always cautious and would never follow a stranger. If Zhuoling had forcibly taken little Ni Yun away, she would definitely be crying nonstop. If little Ni Yun cried, others would hear her. Besides relatives from the Ni family and the Shangwan family, there were villagers from Jinghua village present. They all knew little Ni Yun. It made no sense for little Ni Yun to be crying nonstop without anyone hearing. Considering this, Ni Yang narrowed her eyes. There were only 3 answers Ni Yang could think of right now. 1. Little Ni Yun was taken somewhere to play by someone. 2. She was lured away by someone she knew, who then handed her over to Zhuoling. 3. She fell asleep in some corner because of the hide-and-seek game. Each of these situations was possible. Seeing that Ni Yang's expression was somewhat off, Mo Qishan, who was helping with the dowry, hurried over and asked, Yang, what's wrong? Ni Yang glanced around and whispered, Yun is missing. What? Ni Yang quickly stepped on tiptoes and covered Mo Qishan's mouth. Brother Mo, keep your voice down. Don't let others hear for now, especially Sister Xiaoxi and Brother Qinjun. After all, today was Shangwan Shi and Wu Qinjun's wedding, a once-in-lifetime event for Shangwan Shi. Ni Yang didn't want to scare her. After all, the Wu family was still waiting for their new bride. There was only such an auspicious time in a year, and if missed, one would have to wait till next year. Mo Qishan nodded slightly. Okay, I got it. I'll arrange for people to start searching immediately. Yang, don't panic yet. Although Ni Yang was very anxious, she had to calm down. Right, Brother Mo? I heard Sister Xiaoxi say Zhuoling came to the wedding. You have someone check at Zhuoling's place first, and also get Wu Yinyan involved. Ni Yang had been doing business and had not made enemies with anyone. Moreover, she led everyone to prosper together, so the villagers from nearby villages all had a very good impression of her. They had no reason to harm little Ni Yun, so the only person Ni Yang could think of was Wu Yinyan. The most crucial point was that Wu Yinyan had always harbored deep resentment against them, and little Ni Yun had no guard against Wu Yinyan. If Wu Yinyan indeed harbored malicious intent, it would be much more convenient for her to act than others. Okay, Ni Yang said, then we'll split up to act. They'll go and inform my parents. Ni Tsuehua was entertaining guests with Shangwan Dehui, and Ni Yang walked over, took Shangwan Dehui's hand. Dad, could you come over for a minute? I have something to tell you. Okay. Seeing that Ni Yang's expression was off, Shangwan Dehui immediately walked aside with her. Ni Yang mentioned the matter about little Ni Yun to Shangwan Dehui. Upon hearing this, Shangwan Dehui's face immediately changed color. Ni Yang continued, Dad, quietly tell Mom about this. No matter what, it mustn't affect the normal progress of the wedding. Also, don't tell the grandpas and grandmas. Let's ask the 3 elders to entertain the guests for now, and then we'll go to the police station to report. Just at that moment, Tsuehua walked out with 2 bags of wedding candies. What are you father and daughter talking about? Mom, come here a moment. Ni Yang gestured to Ni Tsuehua. Ni Tsuehua smiled and said, What's the matter? Why so secretive? Ni Yang repeated the story. As soon as she finished speaking, the smile on Ni Quihua's face froze at her lips. Ni Yang held Ni Quihua's hand. Mom, don't panic yet. Brother Mo has already arranged for people to search. Now, please go and tell the grandpas and grandmas. Just say we have to leave for a bit. It's a bit troubling, but please have them continue entertaining the guests. Source: web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1140 found Zhuoling_2. Okay. It'll go right now. Ni Tsuehua held back her tears and put a smile back on her face. Immediately after speaking, Ni Tsuehua hastily turned around and left. Ni Yang went upstairs to find Zhao Yu. Duo, do you still have any Burr brothers around? Yes, what's up? Zhao Yu didn't know about the incident with little Ni Yun yet. Originally, Ni Yang didn't want to tell Zhao Yu about little Ni Yun because Zhao Yu has a quick mouth, can't keep things to himself, and he's very fond of little Ni Yun. She was afraid that Zhao Yu might accidentally let it slip. But now, there were some things that only Zhao Yu could help with, so Ni Yang had no choice but to tell him. As expected, after hearing the news, Zhao Yu was extremely anxious. Then I'll get my brothers and sisters to look for little Yun Yun right now. Yang, do you think little Yun Yun could have gotten into trouble? No way. And Yang grabbed Zhao Yu's hand and continued. By the way, duo, in order to ensure that today's wedding goes smoothly, we absolutely must not let Sister Xiaoxi and others find out about this. Seeing Yang's serious expression, Zhao Yu nodded hurriedly. Okay. Yang, don't worry. I won't tell anyone else. Then if you find out any news, call for me immediately. I have to go out for a bit now. After speaking with Yang, Zhao Yu immediately went outside and blew a few whistles, summoning a big flock of bird brothers. Inside the house, Tsuehua briefly explained to the three elders that they needed to step out, but did not mention little Yun's disappearance. Yang was right. Both families' relatives were here today, and under no circumstance should they impact Shangwan's wedding. Although didn't say much, old Madame Shangwan still felt a bit uneasy. Daya, has something happened? If something happens, you and your husband mustn't hide it from us. You should tell us, and we'll solve it together. If it weren't for something significant, Shangwan de Hui and Tsuehua would not have left so many people behind unattended. Tsuehua shook her head. It's not a big deal. We just need to step out for a bit. Mom, please help us entertain the guests. We will be back soon. Are you sure nothing happened? Old Madame Shangwan was still not reassured. Truly nothing. Tsuehua said earnestly. Madame Zheng came out and said, Ting, if it's nothing serious, you and De Hui should stay. Today is Xiaoxi's big day. How can you as parents leave? Tsuehua was only the stepmother. Leaving at this time could potentially invite criticism. Just like that, we'll be back soon. Thank you for your help, both moms. After leaving these words behind, Tsuehua hurriedly walked out. Have you told your parents? As soon as they walked outside, Shangwan de Hui came over holding the car keys. De Hui, Daya, let me go with you. Su Yin came over anxiously from his side. Su Yin was Shangwan's aunt and had raised Shangwan Su and Shangwan Shi single-handedly, so she held a certain position within the Shangwan family. Therefore, Shangwan De told Su Yin about the situation so that if he and Tsuehua did not return later, Su Yin could stand in for Tsuehua to manage the situation. Shangwan De Hui said, No need, Sister Su Yin. Yang, and we will go. If we all go, it will make the guests suspicious. By the way, if they find Yun near home, or if Yun comes back on her own, remember to call me. Okay, no problem. Su Yin nodded. Then be careful on the road. Don't be in a hurry. And Yang, holding the car keys, came from the other side. Mom, Dad, this way. It'll drive us there. Shangwan Hui and Tsuehua got into Yang's car. When Madame Zheng saw Yang leaving as well, she started feeling that something was amiss and became uneasy. What big thing had happened to make all three of them leave in such a hurry? Yang cares deeply for her sister Shangwan Shi, and if it weren't for a serious matter, she wouldn't leave at such a moment. Madame Zheng held her husband's hand. Old man, I feel like something's wrong. Old Master Zheng had noticed something amiss too, but he understood that at this moment, they were the pillars of the household, and they certainly couldn't lose their composure. It's nothing, just overthinking. Taking good care of the guests is the best way to help De Hui and Ting. Source: Web novel. Com. Updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1141 found Zhuoling_3. The car was fast, and it wasn't long before we arrived in the city. We successfully reported to the police station. Under normal circumstances, you have to wait 24 hours before reporting a missing person. But since little Ni Yun is only 4 years old this year and has no civil conduct capacity, she could be subjected to harm at any time. The police station immediately treated it as a criminal case and launched an investigation. Ni Yang had just come out of the police station when he saw Mo Kishin's car parked at the entrance. Yang. Mo Kishin got out of the car and hurried over. How is it? Did you find Yin? No. Ni Yang shook his head. How about on your end? Mo Kishin continued. Just got a report that Wu Yinyan did meet with Zhuo Ling last night. Now Zhuo Ling is nowhere to be found, and Wu Yinyan is at home. Let's go take a look at the Wu family. Ni Yang suggested. Okay, we'll take my car. Mo Kishin opened the car door for Ni Yang. As they settled into the car, Mo Kishin continued. Yang, don't worry. I've already had someone watch all the major train stations and airports. They will report to me immediately if they spot anyone suspicious. Can we locate where Zhuo Ling went now? Ni Yang asked. Ni Yang wasn't afraid that Xiaoni was abducted, but she was more worried that Xiaoni might have been harmed. Mo Kishin shook his head. No response yet. In this era without surveillance cameras, finding someone's whereabouts in a short time is truly difficult. It didn't take long for the car to arrive at the Wu family's residence. Today, both Wu Jinshu and Yin Erju were at home. Seeing Ni Yang and Mo Kishin arriving, the Wu couple were very surprised. Their intuition told them something must have happened. Yang, Xiaomao, why have you come? Yin Erju and Wu Jinshu came up to ask. Ni Yang didn't have time to elaborate. He directly asked, Godfather, Godmother, is Yin at home? At home. Wu Jinshu immediately nodded. They'll call her out for you. Wu Jinshu hurried off to the bedroom to fetch someone. As Yin Erju was busy pouring water for Ni Yang and Mo Kishin, she asked, Yang, you're in such a hurry to find Xiaoyan. Did something happen? Or did Xiaoyan cause more trouble for you again? Ni Yang said, we can only know after we ask her. Upon hearing this, Yin Erju turned pale and quickly grabbed Ni Yang's hand. Yang, tell me the truth. What has happened? It's just something we need to confirm with her. Ni Yang spoke calmly. Godmother, no need to busy yourself. We won't have water. Just then, Wu Jinshu came out of the bedroom, dragging along an unwilling Wu Yinyan. The last person Wu Yinyan wanted to see now was Ni Yang. Half out of guilt, half out of dislike. Father, what are you doing? I've already told you. I don't want to see those irrelevant people. Wu Yinyan struggled forcefully. Wu Jinshu was strong. He directly pulled Wu Yinyan in front of Ni Yang. Yang, hey, race the person. Ask whatever you want to ask directly. Don't worry, as her parents. We will absolutely not cover for her. Ni Yang looked at Wu Yinyan. Tell me the truth. Does Yunyan's disappearance have anything to do with you? Upon hearing this, Yin Erju's heart skipped a beat. She quickly asked, Yinyan disappeared? Ni Yang nodded. Yin Erju immediately turned to look at Wu Yinyan. Xiaoyan, did you hide little Yinyan somewhere? It wasn't me, Wu Yinyan said angrily. Her disappearance is her fate. What does it have to do with me? Why do you question me? Am I their nanny? Do I look after their child? This is ridiculous. This is Ni Yun's fate, just like how she was abandoned 18 years ago. It's because you have a previous offense. Ni Yang stared at Wu Yinyan, pronouncing each word clearly. Would a normal person harm an innocent bird out of spite? Instantly, Wu Yinyan seemed like a different person. Her features twisted as she said, Ni Yang, this is slander, false accusation. You are subject to legal responsibility. Are you a police officer? Do you have evidence? They'll sue you in court. Why should Ni Yang question her with such an air of superiority? What give her the right? Ni Yang and she are sisters related by blood, but Ni Yang had never treated her as a sister. Otherwise, she wouldn't be the first person Ni Yang thought of when Ni Yun disappeared. Why should Ni Yang doubt her? Besides, even if it were her, what about it? Because from the beginning to the end, Ni Yang and the Ni family were the ones in the wrong. Source, web novel. Com, updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1142 found Zhuoling_4. 18 years ago, the Ni family cast her aside. Now, she can likewise demand an eye for an eye from Ni Yun. That would be fair. Ni Yang stretched out her hand, her pale fingers gripping Wu Yanyun's chin tightly, gradually increasing the pressure. As her red lips parted slightly, she uttered, "Listen, if I find out this has anything to do with you, it'll make you wish you were dead." Each word was ice cold, sending shivers down one's spine. Even Wu Jinshu and Yin Erju, who were nearby, felt a chill run through them. It was an odd sensation, considering Ni Yang was just a girl of around 18 or 19, but she exuded the air of a seasoned superior. After saying those words, Ni Yang let go of Wu Yinyun and turned to Mo Qishan. "Brother Mo, let's go." "Okay." Mo Qishan nodded. After the two of them left, Yin Erju and Wu Jinshu immediately confronted Wu Yinyun. "Tell us honestly, does little Yunyun's disappearance have anything to do with you?" "No," Wu Yinyun screamed. "How many times do I have to say it? No means no. Am I your daughter? Or are they your daughters? Why are you always so biased? If you dislike me now, you shouldn't have picked me up in the first place. The reason I turned out like this is all because of you. Because you didn't provide me with a good family environment. Think about all the hardships I've been through growing up. If she had grown up by Ni Quihu's side, just like Ni Yang, she would definitely be living a better life than Ni Yang right now. What is Ni Yang anyway? Without the Zheng family, what would she amount to?" Wu Jinshu raised his hand and slapped Wu Yinyun across the face. "You ungrateful thing. You better truly have nothing to do with this. Otherwise, even your mom and I won't be able to hold our heads high." Yin Erju, with tears in her eyes, grabbed Wu Yanyun's hand. "Xiaoyun, I know you have always been a good child since you were little. You absolutely mustn't do anything foolish. If you are really hiding Yunyun, tell mom and dad now, before it turns into a major mistake. Okay?" Wu Yinyun shook off Yin Erju's hand. "I've said it's not me. Can't you stop nagging?" On the other end, just as Ni Yang got into Mo Qishan's car, Mo Qishan's pager went off. After reading the message, Mo Qishan looked at Ni Yang. Yang, there's news from Zhuoling, really?" Ni Yang's eyes brightened. "Yes." Ni Yang nodded slightly, then quickly found a public phone booth and pulled the car over to the side. They approached the phone booth, and Mo Qishan immediately made a call, which was promptly answered. Holding the phone to his ear, a frost seemed to settle on Mo Qishan's brow as he turned to Ni Yang. Yang, Yunyun is indeed with Zhuoling. Do you know the address?" "I do." Mo Qishan nodded. "First notify my mom and them, then, well, confront Zhuoling." After informing Ni Suihua and the others, Ni Yang promptly opened the driver's door. Ill drive this time. This was the first time Mo Qishan knew that Ni Yang was such a skilled driver. Dust swirled in their wake as the car sped through. Mo Qishan's pager kept buzzing nonstop. Yang, turn around and head toward Shao Mountain. Zhuoling's location is constantly changing." Screech. The sound of a sharp brake sounded, and the car immediately changed direction. "Did you notify my dad?" Mo Qishan bowed his head, pressing the pager. "I'm sending a message to notify him now." Time ticked by second, and in a blink of an eye, it was the auspicious moment for the bride to get into the car. Under normal circumstances, just before the bride gets into the car, the mother is supposed to say some auspicious words. Seeing that the person saying these words was Su Lian, Shangwan, she felt a bit puzzled. "Aunt, where's my mom?" Not only Ni Suihua, Shangwan, she felt it had been quite a while since she saw Ni Yang as well. Su Yin responded with a smile. "Your mom and dad are busy downstairs." "What? It's not okay for your aunt to do this." Shangwan, she said, "No, aunt, it's not that." Su Yin covered Shangwan's eyes veil while speaking. "Okay, Xiaoxi, your aunt understands you meant no disrespect. From now on, you are entering the sacred hall of matrimony. Soon you will be a wife and a mother." Listening to Su Yin's words, Shangwan, she felt an uneasy premonition. At that moment, Wu Chenjun extended his hand to Shangwan, she with a smile. "Xiaoxi, marry me. I will make you happy from now on. Shangwan, she reached out her hand, and then Wu Chunjun picked her up by the waist, and they descended the stairs. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. You're tuning into the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.